I'm not 100% sure Heroic's gonna sweep this like they did in the previous finals. You know, M80, they are back. They looked really good this morning, and all they have to do was tighten some screws from last night, where you know, just a couple errors is what lost them that series. And that's all it takes. Head out onto the map. Smoked up here on the side of Heroic. I do have a good ward placed here on the mid lane.
Meepo going on a delayed round trip. Maybe going to go block Chen camps.
I will say one of the weirdest things that I had to get used to was the muscle memory change on Troll Warlord when they made it so that like using one of the weapons automatically switches stance. That was one of those.
Though.
It's a great quality of life change, but for a long time, for people who played a Troll Warlord a decent amount, you were constantly like, it was like tread switching. It was second nature. And then suddenly you're like, oh, I have to stop doing this because now I'm in the wrong stance type of thing. So, we'll see how it goes. Troll Warlord, very powerful in the lane. They're going to go ahead and get the D ward. That should reveal their ward immediately on the high ground. Clockwork pings it out. The thing is, I don't know how easy it is to contest that ward, right? It's a Chen. He's going to be the king of that jungle.
Maybe it should go relatively even. Tiny will pick up the CS lead to start. Pango will have an easier time doing things once he eventually hits 6 to get back into it. That's pretty much what we see from this type of matchup all the time. Snipes a courier. I think it delivered its items, though, at least.
Trying to distract him with the courier so that he can get the D ward. It worked. El Misho.
Oh, he's a fool? Oh, of course. Foolish of me to think KJ would not be microing his courier, except he stopped it a little too soon. Should have moved it further back. Cast cursed.
Yep, alright, it's okay.
Getting some good damage into Illich in the meantime, at least.
I think this Doom pick is just so difficult for them to handle. Like, the more and more I think about it, like, Troll, he's good against the majority of offlaners. He's gonna beat Doom in the lane, and will eventually just be left here kind of 1v1 to farm. But at any point, once Doom is online, like, Troll has to leave.
Yeah, that's where I think they have to try to get something going here. But it's a Doom, right? Like, even if you pressure him and your early game's bad, you're gonna come online eventually and then just reach that same point where Doom is very good. Doom the ultimate, not Doom the hero, though I guess it's the same thing.
One and the same, yeah. One thing I do like, though, I am curious how early he's going to go for the Shard on the Troll Warlord, because it is a very underestimated pickup, especially if you go the Battle Fury. It can very quickly increase your farm speed and pay off pretty early, but it does slow down your other items, so probably just like, if he goes for it, it might be he's either getting it like after the Yasha or he's going to get it after the BKB.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're going to see the Lotus to spawn here, and Doom, if he has Inferno Blade, should be able to grab that. Illich!
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Okay,
attack.
he's just going to TP. Yuva's like, alright, nice one, buddy. I'll do the same.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I thought he was going to keep chasing and save the skewer, but I guess it would have been a really long chase, not really worth it, right? So you just force the TP and then go back yourself.
Try to Infernal Blade the Phoenix and miss due to the evasion. Unlucky.
It's easy to forget about that evasion from the
I guess mischance is
The Phoenix.
My apologies.
Yeah, okay. Actually.
Wrong verbiage. That's a very, very big nerd moment, but it's okay. Doom is farming very well in the top lane, but again, it's going to get easier and easier for the troll as these levels go on. Shouldn't really feel too pressured. The mid lane, we have the Tiny and the Pango. I'm a little bit surprised to see that the Pangolier is the one that's in the lead. And not by an insignificant amount. That's like over a full wave.
Yeah. A wave is pushing in, though, so, I mean, if he gets most of the last hits, it's roughly balanced out. But, yeah, usually Tiny picks up the lead here. So, good on Dark Mago. Maybe the earlier series was a good warm-up. It's coming ready to go.
And real good creep manipulation in the bottom wave. Yeah, I like that Schofield's gone for early points in the Little Shredder. It's a great counter to the Phoenix. It's a lot of physical damage and minus armor to a hero that pretty much doesn't have any. Not great against Troll, but he's trying to work against the Phoenix.
You'll need 1 point at some point. So, getting it sooner rather than later, like, you just get it out of the way. And it's still useful in the lane. I don't think you can go aggressive with Cookie here either.
I agree.
I think if you throw yourself at the troll, you're dead.
Nothing like fighting Troll one-on-one in close range.
Unless KJ comes in.
I mean, it's a really good ward from Moose, but this is something we see a lot by KJ, is he'll come through, immediately drop a sentry, and then you either have to reward this, or just accept the fact that this Chen's now going to be on both sides of the map. That was a lot of damage.
Still contesting this while Chen's here.
Yeah. Dude, what if Doom just eats the Harpy? Can he eat his own ally's Harpy?
No, I don't think
I wish
so.
he could, dude. But he's wishing he could as well.
I don't think Chen wants him to eat his Harpy.
He's like, don't touch my Harpy. Ooh, El Misho. He's the one who's come through the top side as well. Blood Grenade out the dive. They slowed Whisper up quite a bit. Cogs connects just in time. A stun. Is it available? No, Whisper. He's just going to get walked down, and First Blood goes to El Misho. Takes a page out of the Chen book. Joins the top side. Really well played there.
Yeah, they actually placed a deep ward earlier when Chen was coming through, but I guess Clockwork must have ran the other way, so did not notice.
On the left side. Arcma goes Invis here, gonna go for a Rolling Thunder, just try and chain stun up Schofield, which should be no problem at all. It gets the Cookie down to the low ground. He should still die. He does. All right. He made him work for it, though, you know?
It was calculated. He was looking for the Doom. He knew Snapfire was dead. Like, I'll come back if I'm needed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Good movements from M80 early on, though. Slight gold advantage.
I'm surprised. In that, with all that going on, Beastmaster has also now surpassed the Magnus, which I don't think that should happen.
Hey, it's Beastmaster.
Coming in.
I don't know.
Sometimes coming in from the lower bracket, you get a little bit of momentum going because you just won a series and you got to play all those official level games, right? So you're all in the right mindset, warm up and everything. There is the issue of maybe you get tired throughout the day, but so far, it just seems like their laning is a bit better than Heroics right now.
Magnus is not the strongest laner in the carry role from the first few levels because you want a couple points of Shockwave and a couple points of Empower. It's more once he gets to like 6, 7, and 8 where this hero's farm speed kind of starts to take off. But yeah, Beastmaster's having a great time bottom, and I think you gotta be a little bit worried about that.
He's opting for the Aghanims build this game. Chen on the enemy team. Yeah, Helmadam not going to do anything.
They are bringing the numbers here to push Analog off the rune, but unfortunately for them, it spawns top, and Schofield will be the one to get it. Arcane rune. Yeah, just skipping RP altogether. That's kind of what I expected. Just going to go ahead and start maxing out the Empower. Give himself that farm speed. I'm curious what Troll Warlord's build is going to be. I do imagine Battle Fury should be on his mind. Instead, he is going to go the Maelstrom build. Okay. This is this only other item that you can go first. It's either Maelstrom or BKB or Battle Fury, depending on which damage source you think is better for the game. It's also a faster build up than the Battle Fury, so maybe thinking that M80 wants to contest early.
You might also just need to come online sooner. Or you got like a Chen on the enemy team, they're gonna be running at you.
Or out from Illich. Maybe a little bit of a bait there as Yuma was pump faking, going for an RP. Dark Magos come bottom. They won't find anything with this. Yuma just completely baited this. There was no one there to follow him up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Midlane, nice cogs out from El Misho. Should keep him alive. What? Ooh! Okay, 8 HP. A lot closer than I thought that was gonna be. Top lane, the Doom comes out, and goodbye, Troll. So that was an inevitability.
I get bottom tower for this while they're gone, though. And the top tower is still pretty healthy, so after he takes bottom, you could TP up to defend it.
He's afraid to come back down here on the Magnus. And he might need to be, because... well, he just TPs instead. He says, forget about it. I'm going to go farm some Ancients. I mean, Phoenix is there, and Phoenix will do a lot of damage today. Good deep ward here placed.
Prioritizing just their own timings. I guess they don't care about these early towers too much.
KJ not gonna have a good time here. They're looking for the troll here again, maybe. They're bringing some extra heroes. You don't really have any way to prevent the battle trance.
This is an uncharacteristically quiet Chen opening.
Yeah,
KJ usually gets so much done. Either he gets a lot of plays, or he does a bunch of farming. But it's only 1 to 3, and he's actually about 4 3/4. So maybe off to a rough start, which kind of feels like the trend across the board.
Yeah, I'd agree. El Misho, bottom here. They're going to find him. Schofield does have the Mortimer Kisses. Cookie, of course, not going to work. The toss, the avalanche now from Analog. Should help finish the job, and it will be a skewer to do so. They managed to find themselves 1 kill for their efforts on this gank, but... Doom's up in about 10 seconds, so Troll is going to need to be careful.
He hasn't even leveled his ult. He knows. Oh, okay, now his level 8 point decides to finally put it into it, but he kind of knows for the most part at the beginning. Either you're living because they're not killing you, or if they're going to kill you, they're going to use Doom, and your ult's not going to do anything. So you might as well use the skill point to improve your farm speed.
Up lane. Rolling Thunder, looking for Whisper. The hook shot to set it up. It's going to trap him inside of the cogs. A little bit of an awkward bounce. He gets Courier. Kind of funny, but a nice pick off onto Whisper. Take the Doom off the map here for a little bit. And Maelstrom's just 100 gold away. He'll get there soon. The problem with the Maelstrom build, which is, I don't know if I don't like it as much on Dire side. Is you actually need mana really badly on Troll Warlord, and you typically rely on Cornucopia to get your and then into the Battle Fury so you actually have the mana regen. On Dire side, you only have Mighty Mines, and you don't really need the health regen, so it's gonna slow up his farm speed a little bit, I think.
Yeah. To address that, he actually took an Arcane Ring for his neutral.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that. It might help. Oh, that's a big amount of damage. Full bore from downtown into the Avatars. He still has an amplify damage bottled up. Gonna pop it now to get a little bit of mana back. Is that 4 points in the Scatter Blast from Snapfire?
Yep. A lot of damage. Maybe you can get the Pango. They're looking, but I think Dark Mago knows it's coming. He's already head over to the bottom side.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be careful
really nice
if he wants to go for the. If he wants to go for the 14-minute rune, this amplified damage is gonna last till that point.
Avalanche. Warmer Kisses. Toss. He's so dead. There is no chance.
Throws out the tip as well.
That's a funny one. That's a funny one.
Great kill to get with the first Mortimer's Kiss. Very worth it.
And they should get the mid towers
as well.
Even popping the drums, just so Doom can walk up and get a little bit of a devour real quick. This Magnus is starting to pull away in the net worth, as we can see, right? He's got the 4 points in that Empower. He's got his Echo Saber working towards Sanj and Yasha. Beastmaster can stay with him with an early Ags. And at the 15-minute mark, when Roshan goes to the Dire side, we're going to see M80 need to try and force a fight for that or get a pick off into Roshan, because Dire side with a Beastmaster, you're massively favored for the Rosh.
Unless you get a bunch of troll creeps.
That is true. We've seen that before. KJ, bottom lane here, is going to get found. Illich as well as Moo is going to try and close the gap. He's trying to avoid the roar. He will be forced to use it, a Force Staff, to try and get him out, but on the other side, an even bigger kill. It's Analog, trapped inside the cogs. The Rolling Thunder gets it. And with those 2 kills, you have some options. You can go for the mid tower, you can go for Roche. Looks like it's going to be mid.
They're right by the tower. The death timers are pretty short in the time it takes to get to Roche. They could probably just TP up to contest. They are going to fortify. They don't want to lose this too easily. And there's no roar now. Or roll, so... Well, looks like Whisper will hold it.
16-minute power rune. Gotta be careful. It spawns bottom. Illusion rune there for Dark Mago.
The greatest this game. Unless you can bait a Doom on the illusion.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we could see a sick RP dodge. That's probably your best case.
That'd be huge. I'm sure he's done the custom game where you just like manta dodge RPs and stuff.
Is the bottle the same window?
I think it is the same window.
I'm just a support player. They don't let me touch the runes. I don't know how they work.
I've never had an amplify damage room in my life. Smoked up. They are going to see Pango here in a moment, but they are also under a ward. He knows this is happening. They're going to pop the drums. Dark Mago, Avalanche toss back right into the Doom. That will be more than enough damage to find the kill. Now, that being said, Elmisho, he's in the backside hookshot here onto the Snapfire. See if they can continue the chase. Hector just needs to get in range for the axes, but can't do so. And now, just barely off the mark. Now a roar here from Illich. They still have the egg, but a little bit afraid of that RP, ready and waiting on the backside. They don't want to commit. Very nice pick off there for Heroic.
Great find on the Pango. Without the roll, your team fight is not that strong. So if you can take out the Pango first, you're always going to feel confident to pursue a further fight.
Dire's bottom tower has
Bottom tower fell fast with the Chen army.
Yeah, they're gonna start the Roshan. I'm surprised they didn't try to go for it earlier, but when you see them going for the bottom tower, it kind of makes sense. Just trade your bottom T1 for the Rosh. You'll be able to put this Aegis onto the Beastmaster, most likely. Yeah.
This first Aegis, pretty common for the Beastmaster to pick up. The future Aegises are going to be a huge deal because Doom is a very long cooldown ability. It's really only going to come out once per fight until the refresher comes out in like 20 minutes or something. So if you can get that Aegis, suddenly your carry is going to have so much more confidence going in. Troll in this case, right? Otherwise, we talked about how the ultimate it's so worthless if you're doomed. So you're going to have to get that Aegis. And if Heroic can steal maybe the second or third Roshes, then M80's team fight is going to be really awkward.
Ooh, Trolls coming mid. All right. KJ getting to work, annoying Micro here, just doing damage to these tier 2 towers now. We saw him take an entire lane of barracks with 2 Trolls the other day. At least I think that was KJ.
One of the games, yeah, I remember.
Oh, he might be in trouble. No, Misho connects onto the hook shot. Roar out from Illich. That's a very painful death. They're just like, nope. No chance of survival. Does Yuma have Blink? No, okay, you just went Sanjin Yasha. Going Harpoon soon. You could toss in the Magnus, though. That would be kind of fun. Otherwise, Analog's just going to be looking for his own toss back. 20-minute power rune. It spawns top. It's an arcane. Drums pop. They're like, no, we need this. Illich?
Goes for it anyways. I don't know about
that one. You're in the wrong neighborhood. They do have the RP, but the quick rolling thunder is going to disrupt this. The avalanche and toss, it's going to take down the Aegis. Whisper still has the Doom. He's going to drop it now as it's going to connect onto the Pango. The RP into the Mortimer Kisses. Going to be able to grab 2. Illich falling very low, but is the damage there to finish him off? It is. And the Pango on just a sliver of HP. He might survive for now, but here comes the TP in from the Tiny. Onto the high ground. He guesses correctly. Analog's got him. Not today. Dark Mago, 3 dead. And an Aegis for the side of M80.
I guess he felt the confidence because he had the Aegis to take that risk. And against other heroes, I think you can, but with a Tiny and a Magnus, with the repositionings in this game, I don't think you can do that. He respawns, but it's in a terrible position. I don't think he got very much out of that first Aegis.
Schofield was so patient as well, waiting on the high ground. Like, the respawn comes out, and as soon as the hero's getting ready to pop up, he's already started casting the Mortimer Kisses, and then it's just into the RP. So he just gets pretty much full duration out of it. K1's going to take Tormentor, finish up the Ancients there, and head back to the base. Now, we'll see what he can do with his item progression going forward. Of course, he needs the BKB. He needs probably a Sanjin Yasha. Speaking of BKBs, we're going to see one... Or he already has the Sanjin Yasha. He's on his way to BKB, halfway there almost.
Radiant are scattered. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like both teams are in this weird period now. There's no Aegis.
Albisho's found him again. AJ gonna have a little bit of a rough time getting away. Does summon all of his creeps, but with Troll Warlord now appearing, no way out of this one. He's done such a good job at hunting the Chen. And you can see it in Chen's net worth this game. Like, we've seen KJ be like 2,000 gold above other supports by this point, and he's barely at an advantage.
Ooh, Schofield's got a blink.
Yeah,
even know
early
this.
blink. I like it. He just needs to. You go blink for the egg is the main thing. You just sit back and you wait for Moose to pop the egg, and if he doesn't pop the egg, well, then you just essentially traded, you know, egg for nothing, right? Like you just, it's good. It's a really good response to the Phoenix. All right. Blink Dagger coming out soon for Yuma.
They seem content to just farm. I say that they smoke immediately. I was gonna say they seem content because the Roshan was down. It's like, okay, yeah, let's just hit all our big timings.
They're gonna collapse onto the Phoenix here. Not the most important kill, but you take those. Unfortunate for Moose.
De-ward this area.
Yeah, Ward just barely not scouting that rotation in time. We'll be able to get the D-ward on the high ground.
Dire's middle tower is under
Illusion Rune spawning bottom. Not super useful, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has
Yuma
fallen.
is pretty scary on this mag now.
Once he gets his... Oh, he's changed his mind. I was gonna say, once he gets his blink, it'll be even scarier, but he is just gonna finish the harpoon, trust Analog to toss people back to him, or cookie himself in. Or not
You
cookie
can
himself,
harpoon
Schofield will cookie
skewer
him
as
in.
well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just not as far, but yeah, harpoon skewer works.
As carry mag, you're not required to get the blink. You still can, but I mean, you're the carry, so you need a little bit more consideration for bringing damage to your team. That's why we see the Echo and the Harpoon that we almost never see on the mid and the off-lane Magnuses.
Tiny working towards his Conda, which he's actually gone for more of a damage build as well. The Echo Saber Tiny. Normally it's like an early phylactery, but he's just gone Blink Dagger BKB. And will eventually have a Conda of his own. You're right, both teams kind of just avoiding at the moment. I think for the most part, this somewhat favors Heroic just because of the Doom and the Chen. Like, these are two heroes that can get a lot done on the map and kind of print more gold than the other team. And Chen, a very minimal commitment to send your like army at a tier 2 tower, and they have to respond to it, because if you don't,
Radiant's
these
top
skeletons
tower is
and
under
other summons will just take down the tower.
attack. Structures are fortified.
That forces out a Fortify.
Under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is where we see, we were talking about the rat potential earlier with KJ. First, they're going to poke at this high ground. They're going to try to get M80 to come back. They know they want to be positioned for Roche right now, but you can't ignore this. This is actually so much damage. The T3 is almost dead, actually. Like, that's how fast it is.
Yeah.
So you really can't just sit top waiting for Roche. Now they're all back. Now Heroic can head top to go get in position for Roche. But the annoying thing is, you just leave the Chen army here, and at some point, if you leave bottom to go fight top, yeah, it's just, okay, we're going to finish that tier 3 we got down to, what's this, 428 health. So a troll creep could finish it off. And believe it or not, he found a troll creep.
Of course he did. Yeah, Beastmaster will have to deal with this. They can't afford to let the trolls make it to the tier 3. So they are positioned fairly well on the top side, just barely outside of the high ground ward that M80 have. They don't really have vision, but on the other hand, Heroic actually has 2 decently placed wards to scout out M80 if a fight were to break out. They are going to smoke down the lane. Phoenix is going to show
the Phoenix
for now.
spells.
Okay.
Oh.
They're going to immediately smoke. Doom. He's looking for an opening. Does he find Hector? They just avalanche toss into the Doom. No, it gets canceled. He gets the BKB. RP is out, but he's got the battle transits up to Yuma. He's got to be able to trade 1v1. The egg is going to pop. But here comes the troll. He's locked down. The tiny battle trance did its work. Oh, man, you were too slow. He was looking somewhere else.
perfect hook shot to, like, when the Doom was coming out, the hook shot interrupts it, gets the Doom killed off before he can do anything. That fight looks so different if the troll gets doomed.
I mean, he's so dead on KJ now too. Yeah, I mean, it really is. He completely shredded these heroes. I thought for sure he was just gonna doom first, but if like Tiny's the one who has to go in, and yeah, like you said, the perfectly timed hook shot salvages this. He gets BKB battle trance off, and at that point, that's where the troll warlord thrives.
If I had to guess, so one, he didn't get a blink on Doom, which I thought is a little surprising. Maybe we're not even done fighting. No, okay, looks like we're... Heroic was in the area, maybe looking for something, but they're gonna get out now. Didn't get a blink this game, which I thought was a little surprising, but I suppose they're trusting the Tiny to initiate, or that Troll has to walk up. And it's not like you start with the ultimate. As long as you use the Doom at some point, he won't heal, which is kind of the key point. But in the toss, it can be hard to actually click Troll. And I wonder if that was the issue. Like if we ended up going back into the player cam in the toss back, and maybe he was looking somewhere else, and suddenly you gotta like snap back to your own screen and like, where is the Troll? I have to click the Troll to Doom. Like in that process, the hook shot comes in and interrupts you.
So he actually was mid-animation. I saw it. So his hands were in the air when the hookshot came out. He was about to get the Doom off. It was a literal split second away from this being a one fight for Heroic, and instead El Misho completely salvages it. It's just really good stuff. But I think you're right. Like I am surprised we didn't see a Blink Dagger on the Doom early. Like it is so important that he finds his Doom target, but that's one of those scenarios where you can't afford to make any mistakes. And M80 are firing off, man. They're looking really good today.
We'll see if they can keep it up. Now that you have the Aegis, now even if you do get a Blink Doom, it won't work, which maybe he is, because he had a 4-staff originally. I think he sold it. He's sitting on a lot of money now. We'll see what he decides to go for. But now you don't even care if you get doomed, at least for the first life. So they have a bit of room to work with here. All the tier 2s still up. But you still got to respect the combo. RP, Avalanche. Maybe you don't kill the troll, but if you can doom him to keep him out of the fight for a bit and kill everyone else, I mean, that's still a great fight for Heroic.
I'm unsure how I feel about the Basher for the Troll Warlord, but considering that the hero he's kind of going toe-to-toe with is a Magnus, the Basher is very good. Like, it's 3 melee cores on the side of Heroic. If he gets his hands on any of them, they're dead. So it's not going to be as much damage as, say, other items, but it will allow him to kind of keep his hands on whoever he wants to kill.
How many Sanj and Yashas are in this game? Beastmaster has a Sanj and Yasha, which is rare.
Yep.
But I guess it's in response to the RP and the Doom, which you can't... It's very difficult to avoid those completely, so just reduce the amount of time they affect you instead with the Sanj and Yasha.
Yeah, you can go back for Lincoln's on Troll Warlord later. I think if you go the Basher next, like Lincoln's has to be his next item. I would also like to see a Lincoln's or a Lotus come out from one of the supports. I guess Lotus is probably the next thing. Phoenix could start working on it. He's a little bit far away. He's a Lotus Orb away from a Lotus Orb, but it would be a very nice pickup this game to be able to reflect the Doom.
He's poor this game. The cores are such fast farmers. There's not a lot of space for him. Okay, so I wasn't sure what Doom was gonna get. Because they lost the Aegis, I think they've entered the mindset, we're just gonna avoid. Let's just farm up, wait out this Aegis. He got a
Buy
Midas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he buy Midas?
Well, this is where they're pretty good at it. Like, Magnus can kill creep waves so quickly. You can rat with the Chen creeps as well. Try to cut waves. You will lose a couple towers in this process, but if you're not feeling confident about the team fight, then, I mean, this is the best you can do.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
K1 is going to start to become a massive problem. He's already very farmed, but you're at a situation now where he's going to have full control of the map. Oh, Illich. Glimmer Cape, they have detection. They don't need it. LB shows locked in with a hook. They have a gem. Never mind. Who needs it? Yeah, K1 can kind of do whatever he wants now on the troll. He has 3 minutes on this Aegis timer. He's going to force them back. Doom scouted. There's the skewer back. Tries to get him in the cogs. They immediately force the BKB. A really good choice here from Heroic is now K1. Needs to be careful. Do they go for the toss back? They're TPing out on the Pango, which he's actually looking for the Chen on the top side, and they will scout him with a flare.
I think the flare must have missed.
Okay, I guess it did. Yeah, never mind.
Good skewer back. They didn't have Snapfire for 30 seconds. The fact that he gets the skewer back and scares the BKB out of K1, they just back off after that. There is still 2 minutes on the Aegis, so I mean, you can just reset, go again. But the next push will be your last attempt to do so with this Aegis.
This Doom's gonna be so fast. Okay, so here's the thing. He's gone the Alpha Wolf aura. With a Tiny, it's kind of sick. Especially with Empower. If you think about the fact that this Tiny is going to basically have like 200% bonus damage.
It's a lot. And honestly, you can't undersell Doom's own attack speed.
Yeah, it's a lot. It ends up being a ton of damage. Like, these 3 cores are all going to be swinging for like over 500. It's kind of a neat idea. Schofield, nice blink out. The Glimmer Cape obviously allowing him to do so. And I'll TP back to the base. Game is still neck and neck. 12 to 12, no gold advantage. We still have an Aegis.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I really thought M80 would get a barracks with this first Aegis, or maybe take more tier 2s. But losing some supports in a staggered manner ends up just killing the push. They're gonna try for one more tier 2 with 30 seconds left on the Aegis. Clockwork is on his way.
Well, he's got his Abyssal Blade. And working towards his Lincolns. KJ is going to go for a Lotus. All right. I guess it makes sense that KJ is working towards one as well. The Roar being able to be reflected is pretty huge. Guard to Whisper. This one's kind of useless, but I guess maybe a little bit better against the summons from the Beastmaster. Maybe he'll heal up enough to try and survive a little bit longer in some of these fights. Chen does have a Granite Golem, actually. That's a lot of HP for these guys.
Dude, they are so bulky. Though maybe that's the Phoenix Sunray also then does more damage.
I don't know if it's going to make a difference in this game, but if they like manage to reflect a Doom, there is a weird interaction, I think, with like the Granite Golem aura and Doom. Where like if you go
walk in and out.
Yeah, if you accidentally walk in or outside of the aura range, you just like lose chunks of HP.
That would be really funny. I mean,
So-
extremely unfortunate, but really funny.
It's probably not gonna happen, but you know, if the Lotus does come out ever, it could be a thing. Smoked up here on the Heroic. Gonna try and find an opening against M80 now that the Aegis is gone. Maybe try and make their way through the triangle. No heroes here quite yet. They will see the axes, though, as well as the troll showing on bottom. So they have an idea of where M80 is. Finding Beastmaster would be huge, but he's in a really good spot to pop a smoke here. They're actually going to smoke themselves and try and scout here with the Chen creeps. Just barely miss, man. Ships in the night. Nobody seeing each other. And with this one, it's time to start addressing your lanes on the side of Heroic. You got mid pushing into the tier 3s. You got to fix the bottom lane as well. Yep, TP's back to the base. It's time to go.
Maybe they're going to get a power rune out of their smoke. Regen, maybe not the greatest.
A little something extra.
They still got a good position for Roshan, though. We're about to see how long that spawn's going to be. Chen has a couple creeps bottom. He's going to need to start getting them to shove in the wave. That is an open lane, so if you ignore it for too long, they could finish off some barracks there. Although it's only it's a Golem and a Tormentor, which are not the greatest lane pushing creeps. The banner's still in the pit from earlier.
Nice.
Oh, look, our own banner.
It's just gonna pop a clarity. He's like, I guess I can get rid of that. You are right, though. The Chen army, they're drawing the lines. They're like, guys, we kind of have to deal with this. It's just rocket flare spam right now to try and slow down the push. Yeah, dude, look at the damage on this tidy, bro. Oh my god, if they can have a Vlad's yet? No, they don't. If they can have Vlad's on Chen or something after this Lotus, it's gonna be so scary.
One Conda proc.
Literally 900 damage, I think, when Alpha Wolf is near him. Tier 4 items come out. We're gonna see double Vindicator Axe and the Havoc Hammer for the Magnus. Some aesthetics caps, though, for the side of M80. Very good this game against RPs, against the Dooms, if they're applied under that status resist. "20 seconds until the Roche respawn. They're trying to find an opening here, but it's not easy. There's a sneaky ward. What is that? Okay, I mean, it might make the difference if it gets just a glimpse of a hero on the backside. Finding heroes like Phoenix would be huge. Scan's gonna come through. Very tense moment here from both teams. You're gonna have to address the wave on the side of M80. You gotta cut this. They're sending Mag back to mid, though, and Roche is up. They're going to scout it here with the Chen creep. And El Micho will now know.
Rolls pretty fast.
It's very
I don't think
fast.
they're going to make it in time.
Mortimer Kisses coming through, trying to scout. There's going to be the roar from the Roche. In comes the Magnus. He's going to pop the RP. Can they grab the Roche in time? He pops the Duke and it doesn't connect. The link gets blocks it, and now Whisper's in so much trouble. Avalanche toss in from Analog. The Roche is about to fall. The Aegis, the Axe, everything on the deck, and it goes to Hector. That is a big win here from N80. The dive away, you've lost the Tiny. Yuma stuck inside the cogs. It's cleanup time for the Dire. 2 dead, looking for Schofield. As Illich will get him with the Nullifier, nowhere to go. This is a massive blow to Heroic.
That's a disaster. They picked this Doom to be the counter Oh, we saw it kill him once in the lane, and they have not been able to do it again since then.
They knew the Lincolns. They should have checked. Like, they had a full duration Mortimer Kisses hitting him in the pit, and no one pinged the Lincolns.
Was it his...
Maybe
was it
the
his
courier?
own Lincolns, or was someone else activate the Lincolns?
Maybe Dark Mago activated on him as well. It's hard to say. Like, who's the
There's
hero
so much
that
blue.
blocks it? Yeah. It is level 25 Troll Warlord. He has one of the best 25 talents in the game. You're gonna have a real hard time dealing with him now as he touches the high ground. Your base will start to crumble.
I mean, it may not end here, but that might have been the fight that does it.
I mean, you're gonna be able to very easily threaten multiple lanes. Magnus is not up for 30 seconds. The creep wave is coming. You got the Beastmaster aura.
KJ trying to cut creeps. Doom's headed out to cut the bottom wave.
This might just be Megas.
If you deal with the wave here, you'd have to fortify.
Yeah, they'll just back away. All right. That's the final fortification here. Schofield, nice dodge for the moment, but there's the Nullifier trying to get back into the base. There's no way. In comes the Abyssal Blade. He's going to hit the deck now. Chainsaw to the backside here. Dark Mago catching everybody. Just keeping them off the troll as he's going to grab the tier 3 tower. Yuma, love to go for a harpoon skewer back. And no, just gets tossed into that LB show. Will be the death there. Nice roar out here as the Beastmaster's going to hold him in place, but the egg is down. Your Snapfire's not here to clean this up. And Yuma, he's got to run. Can they escape? Yeah. Magnus will skewer to safety, but K1's objective gaming, he gets the Mega Creeps. Analog is dead on the backside, and it looks like this might just be a game. RP out, only catching Illich here on the Beastmaster. A lot of damage from Analog, but it's not enough. The base is gone, and M80, it will still escape with Troll Warlord and this Aegis.
Chase still going.
Well, do they escape with him? He has Battle Trance, though. K1
And
could
Aegis.
unironically turn and kill them.
He might be trying.
He can't
Tiny
go
is
for
annoying
Tiny,
because you
though.
lose a
Yeah.
lot of damage.
He needs to go for someone else. There's the hook shot in, pops the Battle Trance. Dude's gonna get the BKB Yules to buy some space. K1. Mortimer Kisses, trying to slow him up. Doom's BKB doing work. Yuma with the nice pullback. Okay, they've got the Aegis, they've got his BKB, they've got his ultimate. This is your one shot to kill Hector. Can you do it? Nah, he just walks away. He's got the backup from the supports. And your tier 4 is starting to take some damage here from these Mega Creeps. And M80, they're kind of toying with him, trying to keep him out of the base, and it's working.
Well, they all just walk past this gem in their base. Guys, someone grab the gem.
Has been killed.
M80 is playing really well this game. I feel like their lanes went better than it was supposed to, and all of these fights, they've done a great job of keeping Troll away from being doomed, finding right targets. It looks like they're about to jump.
Ooh, skewer back, avalanche, toss, it's not enough damage. Illich gets the BKB off, first roar is out, he's got the refresher, looks for Yuma, they get him as well. He's trying to get saved, but can they do it? He's out, but the Tiny, not as lucky, and Hector is not done. The cleave from these axes thrown onto the high ground, pushing all of Heroic into the base. The big RP pulls it back. It actually misses the troll, but they get a lot of damage out. Doom's gonna throw it here onto the Beastmaster. K1's just trying to finish the game. Really be able to miss chances
Yules
there. The
up.
Yules will find some space, and that might be it. Hector, it's so dang close. They skewer him away, but it misses. How many Yule Scepters are in this game? K1 does
Not
it.
enough.
The throne explodes, and M80 will grab game number 1.
Wait, what is that?
As he gets closer to like level 5 and level 6. That being said, you can't really gank the Tide super well, so maybe his only option is ganking the PA lane, which is not super easy.
What can Lich do in that lane? It is the Lion 4 confirmed now. And Tide... I don't even know. I mean, you can blast him a couple times, but... I feel like Lich's game is going to be tricky. Maybe you just stack a bunch for a Meepo. You know, you like come to lane, blast, it's like, okay, bye, I go stack. But it feels bad to stack too, because you don't get any mana back when you're not near creeps.
Lion does need to be careful in that lane a little bit, because if they like frost shield the Meepo, and once he has 2 clones up, if he, I mean, Yuma's very capable of attacking from multiple directions, so you can only Earth Spike 1, and they could definitely turn it into a kill with like frost shield and the slow from Ransack and Poof.
30 seconds to battle.
I think that is the only kind of plays they can make in that top lane. One thing to note is that Yuma loves to rotate the Meepo into the enemy safe lane. So when he gets like levels 4, even like levels 4 and 5, we could see him sending his clone through the portal and trying to gank the enemy carry. So it's something they do a lot on Heroic. We'll keep our eyes on it. But it can be very heavily punished with a mid-Mars and an off-lane Tidehunter if they TP in.
Nothing crazy. Schofield looking to maybe like poke a support as they walk down, but gotta be careful not to run into multiple heroes. Grief your own game. Bristle, body blocking the very first wave, should set them up for some good equilibrium. Actually, K1 meets it and holds it out just long enough.
Probably a hotkey issue. It's like he went to poof. Yeah, that was like he went to poof and immediately paused. He was like, never mind, hold up. So had to fix a hotkey there. It looks like, yeah, he's I think testing the waters with it now. So probably feeling much better. Good Earth Spike here though from Elmisho, getting some damage out onto the Meepo. Now when it comes to the Lion and the Lich, at level 1, Lich is much stronger. So if the Lion sticks around, he can very easily whittle down this Lion and get the kill. Bottom lane Whisper is taking a lot of damage here.
You do have to be careful. I mean, Phoenix brings a lot of damage, which is why this hero has been so popular lately. The laning stage is quite strong. What is happening here?
What do you mean?
Mars is 11 and 4, and Earth Spirit has 1 last hit?
2.
What is happening? Okay, he
yeah,
picks up a
really
couple more
question.
now. That matchup, there's no way that is supposed to happen.
There's a reason people first phase ban Dark Mago's Mars. But yeah,
I mean, people
think
usually
you're
first
right.
phase ban Analog's Earth Spirit too.
Yeah, this is definitely way more one-sided than I was expecting. They're looking for Elmisho top. They get the first ensnare. Blood Grenade actually off the mark. So he's going to be just fine. Gush, Blood Grenade back out. Yuma trying to body block Illich. Will he be enough? No. First Blood will go to Illich, and now Yuma trying to get the return here. Ooh, jumps the wrong way. Ensnare is out. He does have an Earth Spike to hold him in place. And with this, Elmisho gonna waste a little bit of time, but Meepo's pretty fast hero. Will secure the kill.
He's carrying a giant gem on his back. 320 move speed. Yeah, that Tide pick doing well in the lane at least. 18 and 4. Good start. It's kind of what happened last time too, right? M80 just off to a strong laning.
Yeah. I'm curious how Analog is going to try and recover this, because this is not what we usually see out of his mid lane Earth Spirit.
You'll just have to rotate. Maybe level 5 is the earliest you see Earth Spirits move around.
Just not easy lanes to gank is the main problem. And it's not like another hero came here and interfered with like water runes or something, you know? Like this is just Dark Mago crushing the lane.
Yuma's Meepo heading to the bottom lane, but this was scouted by a ward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it matters. The double poof is coming in, the second ensnare. He's just stuck inside the calling and cannot move. Dive away from the Phoenix. We talked about this. He will start to rotate as early as level 4. He gets himself a quick double kill, and he can just TP his Meepo back top if he wants. Really good movements there. He's a Grandmaster Meepo player for a reason, you know?
What, not just for fun?
Not just for fun, no.
He must have fun playing Meepo to get to Grandmaster.
I think when I last spoke to Yuma, he was annoyed because he kept asking for a Meepo on his former teams, but they would never pick it because the hero was just not considered good.
It's fair. There was a brief moment he was really good, and even other carry players started learning Meepo just because of how good it was. But it's kind of back to being pretty meh. Let's see if this can be proving it otherwise, or maybe it'll show exactly why teams don't go for the Meepo. We're gonna rotate again.
Yeah, so El Michel's coming bottom. The Lich is already down here. Gets the D ward, but here comes Yuma, gets the ensnare. The second Meepo's coming in, has another ensnare ready to go, but Phoenix is just trapped on that ledge. He's got nowhere to go. The dead shot will finish the job. Level 5 Meepo is here, and he is looking for kills. We'll send his other one back top lane to try and soak some XP, find some farm, but he's got eyes on El Micho. This might be the time for your Earth Spirit to get aggressive. Oh, off the mark there for the moment. Slow comes in. There's the second ensnare, the calling. And with Earth Spirits, just the boulder from downtown. Nicely
He needs
done.
some help.
Yeah, he does. That's good.
Pretty active game from Heroic. They are finding kills, but seeing why the CS is so important in the early game. Like, despite Tide not getting active, it's farming really well. He's at the top of the net worth, even take the tower for his team. PA is struggling, but the two cores that are the most important for the early game, the Tide and the Mars, they're doing fantastic. So yeah, they'll be able to make space. PA will just farm. She'll catch up eventually. I'm sure they'll make stacks for her. It's the usual.
Nice fear here from Schofield, as well as the silence. The spear does end up coming out. The dive in now as well doesn't allow him to stick around, and he's gonna try and maybe go for a deny, but kill goes to Dark Mago anyway. Nicely done. Good use of the first arena. He's got his Falcon Blade in his stash here on Meepo. They're in his neutral slot.
I forgot about that. First rotation coming in from the Earth Spirit. I'm not going to count that boulder kick steal.
Yeah.
It's not magnetized. What can they find?
There's
I think they do have the damage to kill. I think they have damage to kill Mars if they can land the full combo.
Yeah, it's the TPs in that worry me. The roll, it's going to connect. Magnetizes out. Keep it going. You need to connect with the calling. You need to get the silence into the fear, but it's not going to be there. They're too afraid to dive, and I don't blame them. Bottom lane Whisper is going to try and chase Moose. X out from El Misho. It's going to be enough to give him the space he needs. And now that your Mars is here, Whisper in a lot of trouble. Fear will connect, pin him against the wall. That will be a kill going their way.
Tries to use the Lotus to at least get the Phoenix before he dies, but good distancing from Moose.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, very nice roll out there. A very good attempt from the Mars, but one of the reasons the Earth Spirit is pretty good against him. One of the few heroes that can reliably escape the arena.
You see Tide, he's farming really well, but like we said kind of earlier, you might be the underfarmed carry walking up to the Tide, but Meepo just kind of walks up, farms, and then it's like, okay, see you Tide, till next creep wave, and then goes straight back to jungling. So Meepo is slowly catching up. Tide has an early Vlad's though, and he's gonna make his way to Mage Slayer. That's some serious damage reduction when he anchor smashes you with that build.
Yeah, the Vlad's into Mage Slayer is such a solid build for Tide Hunter. And Illich is having a great game. He's unbelievably farmed. Cornucopia done here on Hector, working towards that Battle Fury. It's gonna be a little bit. He did go Veiled One. I actually didn't notice. He's opted for Veiled One over the Methodical Facet, which is a bit of an interesting one. We typically see Veiled One against heroes like Beastmaster that are required to like blink in, get a roar, but the duration of the blur makes it really hard to do that.
Maybe there's a similar idea versus Meepo?
Yeah, maybe. Could just be something he prefers as well as a player.
That's true.
Meepo is starting to catch back up in the net worth here. And they do have some stacks in the triangle to try and help this Bristleback recover. The main thing is the Earth Spirit. He's still quite a bit behind the Mars, but he manages to find some kills, very easily bounce him into the game.
It's almost at the blank. That's sort of what we're waiting for. Because Heroic had a bit of a slow start, they're fine with just farming and trying to catch things up. Of course, you need your PA to do the same. Tide can't really start fights with the build he's going for. He can just occupy a lane on his own. So it's really up to the Mars, and the blink is now on the way. So I imagine there's a smoke on El Misho, 2 even. So once he clears out this wave, grabs the blink, let's see what they can find. They might try to go to the triangle, see if there are stacks to contest. But these aren't actually the greatest contesting heroes. You're just kind of hoping to catch Bristle low doing the stacks.
Overall, I mean, starting onto the Lich isn't great, but if you manage to find the Bristle, that's the dream. And there it is. Whisper in some trouble. The Frost Shield will do a little bit of work, and now with this, trying to turn it around, they're afraid thanks to the Chain Frost from KJ. And rightfully so. If the PA goes in there, they both die.
That's a fortunate level 6 timing on KJ, because he was pretty underleveled off the poor lanes, but helping the Bristle do some stacks at level 6 now. This is why you let the supports get their 6s, guys. He now uses the ult to save Whisper.
Yeah.
So first blink reveal.
Yeah, that was blink reveal, egg, and arena just for the Chain Frost. That's pretty value.
Now without the Chain Frost, he may not feel so good about defending mid.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it's
are
up to
rotating
Analog.
in.
He's got to get a
Earth
really
Mines
nice roll.
off.
Nice 2 hero stun. The Hex is out. Spear to push them back. This illusion from Tidehunter is taking no damage.
It's pretty funny.
We love that.
Things that are funny in Dota, doing a ton of damage really quickly, or doing absolutely no damage over a long period of time. There's just something inherently funny about it.
I think that just like the Drow meme of like he's literally taking no damage is just immortal at this point for that very reason.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
I wish we could use it again. Really hoping for another patch.
When was the last time we had one of those? Bottom lane, we're gonna see the Mars TPN here once again. Lich is nearby. The spear bag, that will send Schofield into the arena wall. They will take the Muerta this time instead. An immediate D ward here from Moose.
Thought he might go for the double arena, but you really can't kill the Bristle right now. Last time they tried, he was at half health. This time he's full health. You don't have the break. It's not an easy attempt. Don't even bait yourself. Build up all those quill sprays. Suddenly you're dying.
This freaking Tide, man. He's like, I'm getting this tower. No one can stop me. You might be right. No, I don't know if anyone
gaining
actually
health
can
under the
stop
tower.
it. Frost Shield will slow this down for a minute. The wraparound analog gets the roll into the backside. Kicks in El Micho. The silence is not there, but they will quickly clean him up with the Meepo. And now you can't magnetize the Tide Hunter. You need another hero to be next to him.
Analog.
He's looking for more on the backside. That's all it is. All right, magnetize will spill. Connect on over to the Phoenix. Actually find PA up on the high ground. And Yuma, he's just gonna poof back out.
First magnetize. Not first, but that magnetize used to just escape. I guess it's fine. Dude, I'm watching his Tidehunter take no damage while hitting a tower that's barely taking any damage because of Frost Shield. It finally falls, though. Turns out Tide is sturdier than the tower.
Yeah, you just need a giant Z-mine, you know, strapped to your back.
The tower doesn't want to hit it too hard. You don't want it to blow up on you.
That's true.
Where's Meepo at? He does have his Ags. He's pretty close to his own Blink.
It's a big timing for him, for sure.
Ags on the Bristle, Atos on the Muerta.
Nice little solo kill in the bottom side here. Very low commitment, right? These two have a lot of damage with Gush into the God's Rebuke. Power Rune spawns bottom. Analog's gonna get himself that shield rune. I think they've given up on defending towers, and Illich is acknowledging it. He's just laughing. Like, no one can stop this Tide Hunter.
I wasn't sure how it would do, just because the Meepo matchups are a mystery to me. But so far, doing really well, and he's just planting himself in every lane, he's taking all the tier 1s. It looks like he wants to play mid, where he has a ward to help him out a little bit. You want to draw attention without feeding, of course. And going for tier 2s can be a bit dangerous since that's further up.
I think they anticipate a ward here. Yeah, they do. They see it. They're afraid to get the D ward, though. They don't know where anybody on M80 is, and they will just give up the sentry. All right. They're going to smoke back deep behind the tower and kind of go for a wraparound here. You still cannot fight the Tide. You have to ignore this guy and find someone else. And they might find the Lion sitting in the jungle instead. Yeah, El Micho. Unfortunate for him. Quick kill there for the side of Heroic.
Gets the D ward before he goes.
Worth? That was a fresh ward. It was just placed.
Kind of is worth. Fresh ward, and that was a full team smoke for a Lion. Maybe it's the space you need to grab Roshan on the Meepo. Though you can contest this if you bring the other heroes. Your team fight is better on M80.
I feel like the only damage you have that kills Tidehunter is the, like, 20 stacks of quills or something, you know? But I I don't think he can ever get there.
You need a lot. Yeah, you need like a Chain Frost on him, Magnetize to keep reapplying to him through other heroes.
It actually is
The
the chain
Coil
frost,
Sprays.
right? That's the big one. But he's just gonna walk in by himself. He's like, I don't care, I'll do it.
Roche has to run.
Out. Yeah, they are so free. Oh, the silence clips Dark Magos dead in the water, applied to the Lich, and he is dead. Burned down by the Sun Ray. Nice impale out from Amicio. Will find that Bristle back, but the Lich starting to take a lot of damage. Rolling on the backside. Analog doesn't connect, gets hexed up. Jump in from Meepo. He's got his eyes on the Lion, but a nice Ravage is going to come through the arena. The egg, everything dropped on top of him. No response from Heroic. Now a leash applied to the Bristle. Schofield is here on the side trying to offer some help, but the Magnetize is just not going to be enough. Where do you go? It's just to the grave with you. A 4 for 0 and M80 are in full control of this game now.
A nice Roche as well. Already weakened for you by the Meepo. They just don't have a way to deal with this amount of AoE. Like, Meepo is on a fine line to... You need AoE damage because he could be in all the Meepos, but you also need a lot of single target damage in case he goes into the Mega Meepo. But because he's not actually doing that well, like he's even with the other cores, which is pretty behind for a Meepo, he didn't even get to Mega Meepo. They had enough AoE stuns to just kill all the Meepos, and that is a really bad... That's a really bad sign.
Yeah, it really is. There was, again, that moment where the Tide got to like half HP, but... The Ravage is such a massive threat because he just sits in the center of the fight. He doesn't care. He's not worried about getting bursted. They don't have that kind of damage. The Meepo thought he could get El Misho. He assumed Earth Spike was down, and it was not. Hector dies. He'll get it. I mean, that was just, you know, ages for Tormentor.
They don't know. Don't worry.
Radiant's bottom
Oops.
tower
Sunray
is
Shard.
For who?
for Phoenix.
Moose?
That's nice.
Good one, though. Worth? You know what? Maybe beggars can't be choosers. I don't think they would have even done Roche if they didn't steal it from Heroic. Right? This isn't the earliest Roche team. Tide could probably have tanked it for a while, but it would have taken ages. So the fact that they at least steal the Roche from Meepo is the bigger play.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Man,
But
that's a
you probably
rough
should
shard
lose it to
too.
Tormentor.
Getting Lich's Ice Spire would be absolutely massive here, but unfortunately it goes to Schofield on the Muerta, who, you know, to no surprise, has 0 Pierce the Veil stacks. Alright, with PA, I'm assuming she has BKB now, right?
Yep.
BKB Blink on the Mars, gets the Spear back, will pin down the Muerta, Quick Finger of Death to secure it. Nice find there. Really turning up the tempo here on M80.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Usually you would do this because you have the Aegis, but this time you still have this unkillable Tide. Killable with like 7 things coming in line together.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Blink, Arena, into the potential Spear for Whisper. They got him. That'll be a quick cleanup here.
Dire's middle
They are just finding him one by one, sweeping across the map now as the tier 2 mid will be the next target.
I'm really impressed with this M80.
They look so much cleaner than they did yesterday. They look really good. And they're actually just going to go high ground.
middle tower.
They say, fight us, dude. What are you going to do? We have Ravage now. You don't have the arena, but how do you slow down this push?
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's
Actually
middle
pulled
tower
top
is under
wave as
attack.
well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, they're standing, like, usually his support would be too scared to do that, but he's standing next to his Tide on it. Like, what are you gonna do? My Tide will totally punch you if you try to get me.
I'm looking for someone top lane. They don't find it. They're actually TPing back on everyone. Illich, again, not really the hero you want to go for. They will aid Tosin, try to build up some quill stacks, and that is going to work for now, but the Ravage immediately catches everybody. Yuma will get the Mega Meepo off. It appears the Veil will bail Schofield out as he TP's home. They do force out the Ravage, but you get a couple spells as well from Heroic. I think that's best case scenario for Heroic, honestly, because that should stop the push.
Yeah, they saw some TPs go back to the top, so that's why they were trying to find something. Good on Mars. I think Mars was also TPing and then canceled it. And if Mars hadn't stuck around, then maybe Heroic does find a foothold in this game. But just a clean disengage. You know something I didn't know? Dead in the Water was dropped on one of the Meepos, but he Mega Meepo'd, and then he was no longer affected by the... like the
By the Dead
drag
in the Water?
time.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was still following him, but not slowed. Because I guess
Yeah.
it's a different entity or something.
Correct, yeah. The Mega Meepo is only affected if the primary Meepo is affected. So if you Dead in the Water, the primary Meepo, I think it works. There's going to be the Arena, the BKB out from Analog, magnetizes, getting to work. Here comes the Chain Frost. Yuma needs some help. He's going to get it, but it might not be enough. In comes Hector. They take them down, and now... you gotta retreat. The Chain Frost is expired. Your Magnetize is expired. Looking for the PA here on the backside, but he's still got a BKB. A beautiful spear on the two from Dark Mago. That's gonna seal the fate of those two. And now Schofield on the high ground, hoping to survive. KJ not gonna get that grace, and now that's gonna be a full team wipe for M80 on the enemy high ground. That might just be game. 24 minutes. Absolute beast of a performance here.
I don't think you could literally end here, but I think you would end eventually. So if a GG was called, I think it'd be pretty understandable. But maybe they'll play it out, because, you know, go down 2-0 in a best of 5 is a pretty rough spot. Maybe you hope for some miracle comeback. I don't know what that would be, though. You know, you have to kick people into the fountain and hope they all stand together for your Chain Frost or something. Can't believe another 9th pick PA worked out. All right, this is convincing me, I think.
Well,
I'm believing in it more and more.
maybe I gotta go and play some Phantom Assassin again, dude. I don't know. I need
Your
to get that
RNG's not
Arcana
nearly
style.
good enough.
I mean, that's why I have to go methodical. I can't be as good as Hector and go Veiled One.
20k gold lead. I don't think you have to back. Yeah, BKB cooldowns are not quite up, but
Maybe you
You're
don't even
Ravage
need
and
it.
stuff. that's true. That's all you need. As the Tide Hunter is in the front, that's all you need.
Yeah, you still can't kill the Tide.
It was a great pick versus the Meepo. I did not know what to go for in that situation.
Ooh, that's a nice pick bottom. They commit heavily. They get him. The Ravage will catch everybody on the side of Heroic. The BKBs are out. Analog trying to get Elmisha before Staff to dodge. The big kill, though, is the Meepo. And chased down by the Phantom Assassin as he's credited a triple kill. Now looking for the Bristleback, who's not long for this world. 4 dead. GGs are out. And M80 looking real good here in this best of 5.
That last pick Tide, really good for this game. But also, shout out to their bottom lane. Actually, I don't know, all their lanes, dude. I don't know how Mars ended up with a 10 Shadow Demon first, so we can't just save people. That could be Storm, then you roar down their targets, Slark picks up the stacks, right? It's just the, kind of the usual way. I think this Slark pick is really good the later the game goes, if he is the typical, very farmed K1 hero, which I'm sure he will be.
Yeah, Slark is one of those heroes that sometimes just ends a game in 20 minutes because somehow the lane just went like a complete disaster. And he just like repeat kills whoever comes near his lane. Or you're playing for like a 4 to 5 item timing, right? So we'll see what happens. It is, the Dark Pact is very good, like you said. We'll see how that ends up impacting the game. Storm Spirit, not a hero we've seen that much, but I think should fare pretty well against the Earth Spirit in mid. And he's going to be hunting this Shadow Demon the whole time. That's his game plan. All right, here we go. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome. It is the best of 5 grand finals here for South America. M80 currently up 2-0 over Heroic. The Leeching Leash. Very good facet, actually. Getting those extra Essence Shift stacks like immediately off of a pounce. Like, that feels great.
Yeah, speeds up the exponential nature of the hero. Going in and out of these fights will be very important, because they do have ways to kill Slark when he ults, which is usually, you know, where he picks up a couple free stacks on the Essence Shift while healing. But if you get low and you try to do that, I mean, you could still be killed with the Bristleback Ags, Rollin, Shockwave, all sorts of stuff.
30
So you
seconds
can't
to
be too far behind on the Slark. Otherwise, it's very difficult to enter the fight. You gotta come out of the lanes okay, which so far M80 has been doing great in that regard.
This smoke might net them a kill here. As they're on the high ground, they will walk right into him. Disruption out from KJ. They will just body block and lock him in. There are going to be those cogs, but it's not enough to get him away. Is it? It might be. El Misho. Nope. Blood grenade comes through. Slow and steady bleed. 5 HP. Just needs one more shockwave from Whisper. He's going to go ahead and pop. Okay, Schofield. All right, buddy. Just takes the kill. That's fine. Oh, KJ and Moose going head to head here. I think KJ wins this. He's got a bunch of bonus damage built up on this. 7 stacks. Oh, they expire though. That hurts. He still ends up winning the fight. Blood grenade. Well, they'll just deny the tower. All right.
Ooh, I like this. He went Thorny Thicket on the Dark Willow. Usually we see throwing shade, but with the skewer combo, more brambles on the ground means more potential damage as you skewer. Moose would be the best target for it, I would say. Oops, walks into a second bramble.
You know, you're just not expecting it sometimes, you know?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Analog already at 5 last hits. Massive improvement.
That's like a
last game.
500% increase from last game. But Dark Mago is still doing really well in mid.
Yeah, I think you're the ranged hero on the Storm Spirit. You got the Static Remnant, Electric Slide, or whatever it's called, Static Slide. Before, when you had to walk up, there's more of a pain versus Earth Spirit, but now you can just send in the Remnant anytime you don't want to walk in.
That was such a massive boost to the Storm Spirit. Also, the fact that he was just like bugged for 2 years was wild. Off the mark there. They will get the skewer into the bramble, though. There's going to be the blood grenade out. Couple more auto attacks. Juking him into the trees, though. He survives on 12 HP, and Whisper will end up taking down to 1 last auto attack. So a good dive. A lot of damage into the Magnus, though.
They grab the creep wave as part of that play, though, so the next one walks in their tower. So now they can just, although they're low health, they can just hold the equilibrium outside their own tower. Might lose the Lotus for it. Ooh, actually, Dark Willow staying around too long.
It's a huge wave here for Whisper.
Yuma's in
Top
some
lane.
danger top.
Yuma definitely in a bad spot. El Misho just walks him down with that battery assault. That was only level 1 battery assault too. Really impressive stuff. All right, a much better start to the lanes this time from Heroic. Obviously, those early kills help, but they're not really struggling too much in terms of last hits across the board. That being said, El Micho, yeah, El Micho takes the water rune. It's going to force Analog all the way back to the base now.
Maybe he can TP somewhere as part of a gank, but that's just even more space given to Storm Spirit if you do that. Off lane, Slark's a bit low. Moose should be dead here. One more auto attack finishes the job. Thorny Thicket really paying off so far in this bottom lane. 3 kills for the Dark Willow.
I was going to say, Scofield's on a killing spree. That's kind of a big deal. Like, Dark Willow, when she has early farm, can become a massive issue. Now, they do have a ward on the high ground, but Skewer into more brambles. He makes it up onto the high ground, but Dark Willow wants to chase. Shockwave just snipes him. Okay. They're looking good here in the offlane. Very different performance from Heroic.
So the Dark Pack does reduce the damage you end up taking since you dispel the brambles, but Dark Pack literally has a health cost, so still gets you low. They get another kill down here. It's a strong combo. I think it's actually doing better than it's supposed to, but they need that, man. They really struggled those last couple games. And if they could get the equilibrium back, the supports could head over to mid to give a hand to Analog, who is slowly falling behind a bit in CS and has lost the rune rotation, so...
Hector, he actually shouldn't be turning around here. He's got 4 stacks. The
Storm's
Shadow
down
Poison.
here.
He's gonna get a 5th. He pops, but in comes Dark Mago to try and clean this one up. Now looking for Schofield. Shadow Realm will buy him some space, and Dark Mago does not have enough mana to continue this. And top lane, Earth Spirit's looking for his rotation. He wants to find that. Wants to find that Beastmaster, but bottom lane, they have their eyes set on this bug now. Just skewer him through 3 brambles, and one last auto attack from Whisper will do it.
3 brambles is like 450 damage.
Yeah, it
so
was
much. Top lane, the roll barely doesn't connect. The Beastmaster, quick TP out, and I think it was like a fraction of a second before that roll connected.
Yeah, he took 11 instances of damage from the bramble. Alright, so they are contesting here for this rune. It is a level 6 Earth Spirit. Gonna be very careful. Now, they do manage to trap him inside of these cogs, and a lot of damage is being built up. Pops the illusion rune, but they just finish him off. Illich and El Micho just run them down and don't seem to care. That is 2 massive deaths. Definitely not even what I expected this to go much better for Heroic, but it did not.
Yeah, I guess
Walked it up.
Heroic. I'm so used to these being such tankier heroes, Bristle and the Earth Spirit, but the Beastmaster and the Clockwork are doing a lot more damage than I expect, and clearly more than Heroic expects.
I guess you were already like kind of low health on the Earth Spirit going into that fight, but he just stacked up so many axes, and then Clockwork's level 3 battery assault just didn't work.
They thought they could go that aggressive since Storm TP'd bottom, but apparently he wasn't even needed. Well, since he didn't get the rune, Dark Mago doesn't actually have enough mana to pursue that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
think for now, if you're heroic, you need to get something out of this next magnetize, because the first one, not the best. You know, didn't quite do what you wanted. Storm Spirit's having a great time though. He's actually really farmed at the moment. Bottom lane, Whisper and K1 just kind of trading blows.
RP's available. Maybe you could bring the Earth Spirit here.
Dark Willow finds Clockwork. Might be a solo kill. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is why the Dark Willow and the Clockwork is so good. Just walks into him in a jungle, solo kills him. There's nothing Clockwork can do about it.
It's also very high level Dark Willow. 6
Yeah, she
before
is
the 10-minute
level
mark.
6. Yeah.
4-0-3 now.
Bottom lane, air at the river. Disruption is out from the Shadow Demon. The Terrorize is going to connect in time, and there will be an RP to follow it up. This Skewer should seal the deal. Sends down that Storm Spirit. Beautiful engagement there from Heroic and well-timed on that Terrorize. And this, it all starts with those kills in the bottom lane. Dark Willow would not be this level 6 otherwise.
Great RP. That wasn't even the blink. It arrived after that fight.
Yeah.
Walking in and getting that haste rune for Analog as well. That is the recovery that Earth Spirit needed some help with. And now you've got everything you need, right? You got the Blade Mail almost done on Earth Spirit. He gets a lot more confident just rolling in on fights with that. You got the Blink on the Magnus. You don't need RP if you just get really good skewers, though Slark is maybe a tricky one in that regard, since he can pounce away.
Dude, Whisper is so farmed now, actually, after that. Yuma's got some stacks in the jungle as well. He's trying to play around. Much better lane performance from Heroic than what we saw in the previous 2 games. If they can keep this momentum going and get to their big items, I think they'll be feeling pretty good. But here comes Dark Mago with the Clockwork. They should have the damage to finish off this Bristleback. He's trying to get down to the low ground. In comes the roll. Kicks Storm under the tower. But now Analog's the one that's in trouble, playing ping pong in the corner. He's dead. It's Dark Willow here once again to finish the job. Looking for El Misho now as well. Doesn't get in range for that attack, and now the mana drain, or the life drain rather, from Ooze. Doing a lot of work. Battery Assault back up off cooldown. KJ pop El Misho, but a big win now from M80. We were talking about the support struggling a little bit. Well, now they are massively back in this game.
It's a bit conditional, but Pugnut and Clockwork are some very high damage supports. And especially when you run into them one at a time in the jungle, where there's no lane creeps to disrupt Battery Assault. It was just, first it was Bristle, then it was Earth Spirit, and then they moved on to the supports. Just not fast enough on the rotations so that you don't stagger, walk in one at a time. I got an Invis rune on Whisper. Let's see if we can get a Blink RP. Get something back. Storm really needed that too, because he died earlier, lost some Galvanized stacks, his temporary permanent stacks. Lost them again, I guess, since he died again. But you keep some of the permanent ones.
Yeah. I kind of forgot Galvanized was a thing, because there was a time when it was just completely overpowered and made Storm Spirit way too good, but
Storm
yeah.
first pick, baby!
Yep, something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Ooh, if
So
they can
Hector-
steal these stacks.
That would be huge, but there is a Pugna here ready to break that smoke, and yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to try and channel here, survive as long as possible, deal as much damage as he can. But those stacks now available for them if they want to try and go for it. For mid lane, RP. Whisper did not find who he wanted, but Analog will. Gets the kick back, and that is a dead Clockwork.
It's all a bait, all part of the plan. That should open up the mid tower. Beastmaster does have his Ags. He's trying to clear up the
really
stack
wanna
before it
stop
can get
Beastmaster.
stolen.
He gets them all.
Splits the XP though.
Dire's bottom tower is
I guess
under
that's something. Oh, actually, you know, it drew away Heroic from the mid tower, so in a way protects that as well.
Oh, hook shot, managed to find one. The rollout will dodge Dark Go for now, but they've got the Magnus. Pounce in from Slark as well. They really want more. He's going to pop that Shadow Dance, magnetizes out though. And this is when things get scary. It's on to all 5, and your Storm Spirit is out of mana. Analog just ramping through this fight. Silence will catch the back line. Illich hits the Yules, so he's got nowhere to go. A great disruption from KJ will continue to stall this out, but you gotta be careful. Slark wants to get back in here. Illich is still very strong. Diffusal's gonna burn some of the mana here onto Yuma, but they're a little bit too tanky. A 3 for 3. As they continue to chase. Pounce, though, should get Hector out of here. Oh, is the Clockwork coming in? Wait a minute. Yuma with the Bristleback. Well placed on that. And just to finish off the Slark, they'll skewer him in El Micho. Here comes the Storm once again, takes down that Magnus, and now he could get more. Analog, no way to escape. Nicely done.
Such a long fight.
Yeah, this is like 3 different
did it work?
respawns.
Looks like it ends up being about even. 4 for 4, about 2k plus gold gain for each team.
It's a big win for the Storm, though. Galvanized stacks and now a finished Kaya on his way to the BKB. Yuma also a big winner, though.
Yeah, because he lived through all that. Slark, he was too scared to walk in, so even though he was there in the fight, he didn't really pick up very many Essence Shift stacks, and that's why he never felt like a huge threat, and ended up just having to run away unsuccessfully.
That's a rough one. Gets the amplify damage, but Demonic Purge
Radiant's middle
not
tower
going to
is
survive
under
that one.
attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mage Slayer for Hector will help a little bit. Definitely needs to try and survive some of the magic damage that's coming out here from Heroic, because there is a lot.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is falling. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Finally finish up mid. Looks like they're headed top. You do know Beastmasters like to finish Roche around this time. Play in that area.
Fuels out from the Dark Willow, going in for the Bedlam kill. Nice roll in from Analog into the Magnetize. They've got both supports just getting shredded by the Quills from Yuma as well. Disruption comes out. RP catches the Slark. The Terrorize is there. What a... I mean, that's just so quick.
And actually, you can do Roshan if you want right now. You've got the Bristleback with the Nasal Goo. They're pinging. If you can steal this from Beastmaster, that's a huge play.
Heroic might be back, man. Starting to gain some momentum here after these last couple of fights, and big shout out to Schofield, dude. He's been getting a lot done this game.
Yeah, Schofield is absolutely popping off, and he's got a blink queued up. It's still a while away, but he can absolutely solo kill heroes with it.
Ooh, Analog mid lane, gonna get roared up. Illich should grab this kill, but Dark Mago needs some help down to the low ground. He's gonna find an Arcane Rune. That's very nice. Schofield now looking to finish off this Beastmaster, but he ends up dying to the ward placed from Moose. That saves him. Oh my goodness, 5 poison stacks. KJ will take down Illich. Now El Micho needs to be careful as here comes all the Quills. That's going to be a nice kill into the hands of Yuma once again. This is a bloodbath of a game. The last 2 games have been a little bit slower, but we're bringing it back here for game 3.
Good old SA style. This is a blast though, man. It's non-stop fighting. These are the fun ones to watch. I think Shadow Demon's doing great. You know, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't understand why we never see this hero. I feel like we've seen a lot of good disruption saves. We see the Demonic Purge being really useful. How the Shadow Poison stacks up. He just burst the Beastmaster. I know it took 5 stacks, but you hit him with the Disseminate, pop the stacks. That was... He's over a third of his health and he just died.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, and they have the Aegis. I kind of forgot about that.
Oh, yeah,
Should let you clean up the tier 1s. Looks like they want to twin gate over as they finish up this bottom tower. And they're going to head over a little early, see who they can surprise pushing this tower. Should at least get El Misho. See if they know Beastmaster's in the area. Oh, they even have a ward. They know.
Find him. There's just a solo kill. They don't need to help him. Like, he can do this all by himself.
So there is a blade mail, actually. Wait, hold on.
That's spooky. All right, he ends up dying to it. They pull back moves. But again, Demonic Purge will remove the decrep. And it's going to be a 2-for-1. That's a smart pickup on the clockwork, that blade mail.
No longer be solo killed. Well, I guess you still solo killed, but you return kill the Dark Willow when she does that. You have to save the Yules for yourself now.
Do these still have the damage for this? It's kind of close. Okay. That was very close, but they do end up getting the shard. Goes to El Misho.
Really useful this game. You need the vision to find the Shadow Demon, the Magnus, know where they are.
All right, BKB down on the Storm. Big one for this game. He absolutely needs it. A little bit of lag, unfortunately, but should be back in just a moment. The Storm Spirit needs to find the Shadow Demon, right? Like, that is his #1 must-find target.
Yeah. He's going to need to carry detection, though, since he bought a Glimmer Cape, and you have space for now, right? You can swap out the wand or the bottle, but soon you're going to have your slots filled, and that's going to be a big annoyance for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
K1's not too far behind on the Slark, and the Slark is very good this game as it goes on. But he needs to find the right fight. The big thing for me is, how did this Clockwork suddenly get so much gold? Because I know there was a couple fights where he's just like lived through and just went from hero to hero, but El Misho is enormous now.
I mean, he's 4, 8, and 10, so he's been heavily involved in all the kills happening, picking up a few for himself. And I guess grabbing last hits in the meantime since everyone else is dead. So, yeah, like you said, pretty farmed. He's going to go for an Orchid, which is a cool pickup. Very aggressive, but now he can also be the one to take Shadow Demon out of a fight. Well, once he's got it, which is still a little bit more to go. About 1,000 gold.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's a nice smoke wrap around if they can find it. And they go onto the high ground. They get immediately silenced. The RP out from Whisper. The Terrorize is there on to Doom. Dr. Go gets the BKB. Analog still able to get a large Magnetize off. The Roar's going to catch the Magnus, and Slark will clean up one on the backside. El Misho on the run. Trying to keep this Magnetize going, but the Storm Spirit, he finds a Haste Rune. That's not going to be easy to deal with. And Hector, he's still getting the work done. Bristleback, you're not getting out of this one. Just one more auto attack is all he needs. That's the Aegis. 4 heroes dead. And maybe a 5th here. Yuma, you are a Essence Shift Pinata here for the Slark, but even his back
scary
to him, a little bit scary, yeah.
I thought that'd be easier with 30 stacks. That was a great RP in that fight, but the follow-up damage wasn't quite there. So the RPNs, they just pop BKB, zip out of there, or use your Roar to start healing with the Ags, and that fight drags on a bit too long. That's a Slark. Slark will tip. It's kind of close because Bristleback also does well in longer fights, but I think Slark has an easier time because he actually builds up the stacks on himself versus a Bristle who has to build the stacks on his target, and then they maybe get away. He's got to switch targets. So the longer fight goes, I'd start favoring M80's draft as long as they're not losing too many heroes in the initial jump, which they didn't this time.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're going to see Sanj and Yasha Blade Mail on Analog here. Whisper's got his Blink, Echo Saber, working towards his BKB, and he's actually pretty close to that BKB. But you're right, I think you're going to start struggling with damage output here fairly soon. Magnetize does a lot of damage, but with BKBs coming out and Slark who can dispel it and then kind of wait out the fight, if it's not hitting everyone, it's going to be pretty rough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Big rune here for the Earth Spirit. Also a big one to deny from the Storm.
Orchid done on the clock. Now he's a very real threat against the Shadow Demon, even the Dark Willow, but she does have the Yules. Now he bought the whole thing, so they have no idea he's got this Orchid.
I like it. I'm about it. Dude, he owns the supports. Like, I think that's what El Micho's game plan is. Like, he just wants to find the supports and kill them. Because he can do it to either of them.
God, I love money.
Maybe Schofield lives with the Yules now, but maybe your Storm
Put
Spirit
this
doesn't
Orchid
have
to good use.
Ooh, hook shot in, finds the Magnus. He's gonna have to get this. Oh, he gets a nice science with the roar. It catches the Earth Spirit. El Micho gets so much done to the front of the fight, and in comes the Slark, leashing up the Bristleback and start building these stacks up, but Darkma goes on the backside with this BKB, running low on mana though, and in comes Moose here. A big RP from Whisper though, beautifully done. The silence though, back the other way. It's gonna pop his BKB, but the damage is overwhelming. They're falling apart here on the side of M80, and now Slark left alone on the backside, trying to just finish off KJ, but he can't do it. He's stuck inside the Bramble base. 5 heroes will surround him, and he is dead.
That did cost a buyback on the Earth Spirit, but pays off. Good body block, make sure Slark can't jump out there. And I think they really wanted to win this fight because they know Roche could start to spawn now. If you get lucky, you just get it off of that fight. Unfortunately, a little bit of a long spawn. There's going to be 2 more minutes, but they can at least get a tower off of this.
Radiant structures are fortified.
A fast
so tanky
blink
there.
out.
Yeah, they're so tanky on the side of Heroic right now, and it's
Bottom tower has fallen.
if you're not able to burst one of these big heroes, which you're not going to be able to kill the Bristleback for a while, but
Radiant's middle tower is
you
under
get the
attack.
Earth Spirit, and that's exactly what you wanted, but you said, like you said, the buyback actually makes it really rough. If you get the Magnus, it's great as well, and then you can kind of like take these like more scrappy fights, but and that buyback hurts so much for M80. Got a lot done with it.
If the hookshot connects on to KJ, that fight also goes so much better.
True. Yeah, that blink was immediate.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, they're smoked up. Dire scan. I think they saw the smoke. There's a deep ward there towards the back side of the lane. Player to scout the Roche, of course, just making sure it's not up yet. This Bristle is definitely going to be a problem until Slark has like Silver Edge and an Aghanim Scepter. Like he needs to be able to hold him and continue to just lay into him. But at the same time, is your other option better of just ignoring him and trying to kill the other heroes?
Moving
Go,
in's
Heroic.
tough. Slark's got the nighttime advantage.
Yeah. Smoking across. I mean, this is a really deep wrap, and it might pay off, but like you said, you're playing to the nighttime vision. El Misho's gonna walk right in, scout them, instantly pop the jetpack, gonna be able to reveal everything on the backside. He just traps 3 in the cogs, and now Dark Mago goes into Yule's. Will hold him in place for now, but Schofield falling low fast. Whisper trying to bring down El Misho. He gets him. Clark now in trouble. Oh, he is stuck. You're right. RP out from Whisper. It's a disastrous of a fight here for M80. They actually skewer back Dark Mago as well. A great find from Whisper, and he is out of mana. Oh my goodness. It looks so good. You like trap these heroes in cogs. I was like, this is great, but you're right. Just completely backfires.
El Misho has snuck his way in here. Wait, he's almost got jetpack and hookshot. This could be the craziest steal. Because KJ checks so extensively. Oh. Okay, came a little too soon. Oops. I thought that was going to be the greatest steal in the world. He jetpacked along the cliff so he didn't get spotted. Unfortunately, they actually didn't do Roshan that fast, so his guess on the timing was wrong. Okay, that fight, Clockwork, pot 3. I thought that was amazing. I thought for sure that fight was going to go M80's way. But Slark, unfortunately, pounces over to Whisper, who is isolated, but I guess just missed the angle and ends up in this weird tree block at the stairs, and he no longer has... He doesn't have a Quelling Blade, and he doesn't have an Axe for the second pounce, so he just watched that fight. And you need the Slark to be hitting people the entire time.
Yeah, that was such a good fight from Heroic, and I'm starting to worry that they're running out of damage at this point, because Heroic, like, in that engagement, like, none of these heroes really, outside of the initial jump onto the Dark Willow, like, no one really took damage. Storm Spirit, uh-oh. Very far TP. He's gone.
Yeah, I also don't, in the heat of that, I'm not sure if KJ was caught. I don't think he was. I think he was further back. And I do think it's still very important to catch this Shadow Demon. Beastmaster going to be found.
That's a BKB TP.
RP?
The RP, though, will secure it. They were hoping not to. They almost had the damage to kill him, but... Yeah, RP, very nice.
If you don't catch the Shadow Demon, not only is there the save, but... attempt on Slark, looks like he's out. The Disseminate, being able to use that on any of the cores, they're all so tanky that as, let's say you kill the Earth Spirit, but you just reflect so much damage back to your own team if he's affected by Disseminate. So you really got to get the Shadow Demon before those saves, the Disseminate, the Purge, like all this stuff comes out in the fight.
That's a really good point. Tormentor stolen here from Heroic, goes to Analog. They've now built themselves a substantial gold advantage. They have this Aegis for quite a while, and M80, I don't know what they can do to try and address this. Like I said, it's got to be the Shadow Demon, but it's not an easy hero to find.
I think at this point you have to start creep cutting and just stalling out the game. Slark's made his way top. He is spotted by an observer. I don't know if you want to fall back for this. They are drawing the line. Maybe they do.
He needs to be very careful. Immediately pounce TPs. He's safe.
Good call.
Dire are scanning.
How long on Roche? A minute 50. That's still enough time if you want to push high ground. Is there a big item they're waiting for? Not really. Well, I guess it was just the RP that they used earlier that they were waiting for. It's now up, so looks like they're grouping top. They should have a banner, right? Yeah, KJ's got it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a completed Parasma for the Storm. As they pretty massive damage boost for this hero. So if he actually finds the right targets, he can probably kill them. But he also has been struggling with mana in this game. And some of that comes down to those deaths, right? If you had more galvanized stacks, maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
Very patient push.
Very, yeah. It's gonna work. Pays off. They get the tier 3 tower. Doesn't cost them anything. Storm Spirit's back. They are gonna smoke now, though. Whistleback is kind of low. This would be a good time to do it, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Again, you gotta find that Shadow Demon. Slark's gonna go in, try and build some stacks, but instead will just pounce back away. Does not want to risk it.
10 seconds on Aegis. They might try to jump as it expires.
Ooh, they go to the backside. He just gets the Arcane Rune, and Dark Mago is in so deep. He needs help. He's going to immediately BKB. El Micho is going to get the cogs here. Hold 2 into place. But now it's going to be a rough fight. Terrorize will send back the Slark. Your Storm Spirit is dead. It's in full retreat. But do you even make it out of here? The Slark's going to get stunned. He's RP'd. They just dropped the Bedlam. 3 dead on M80. Heroic. Clean up big. I guess you finally got the Shadow Demon. Illich has done it, but here comes another Yules. He's going to be forced to BKB and TP on home.
That was close.
That was much closer than I thought it was going to be.
Extra armor from the Nullifier saving his life there. With that, you don't know the buyback status, but this is plenty of time to take some buildings. Maybe make your way straight to top. That tower's already down. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe you can go for 2 sets at the same time. Fortify. Yeah, without knowing the buyback status, I think you approach this safely, 1 barracks at a time, but they'll actually have the space to get both.
Schofield just blinks in. It allows for a nice harpoon skewer back, and they've got the Beastmaster. I
don't
mean,
think you can fight without him.
You can't.
That might be Megas.
That is mega creeps. Schofield has completely picked apart M80 from the very beginning of this game.
I'm usually always very nervous about a team. Another fast blink Yules.
He has to BKB. He doesn't have a choice. He's looking for Schofield, just dodges it once again. Now turning the damage here onto the Earth Spirit. Gets him quite low, but with BKBs expiring, you might need to leave. Dark Mago out of mana. Slark's gonna pounce on in, try and get some damage here and stacks out from Yuma, but 20 Essence Shift still doesn't even feel like enough. They've kidnapped the Clockwork. Hook shot's gonna not do much there. Whisper has played an amazing game on the Magnus as well. Blink Skewer off the mark there from the Moose. Pounce does not stop that rolling boulder as he goes in for more. He's caught from the silence. He's dead. What a silence from Analog. Slark off the mark for 70 more seconds. Dark Mago trying to do what he can here on this Storm Spirit. It's just a melee barracks that remains. They are afraid of a buyback.
Have used all your spells. Schofield, though, making so much space, constantly blink Yulesing. In this case, just to make space to finish up the Megas. And they're going to go for the clean escape now. Their execution in the last few minutes has been so good. Especially, I want to shout out Schofield on this Dark Willow. He had a great start. He got the blink Yules. Just such fast reactions in so many cases. The Storms of Ends, instantly blink Yules. Hey, there's a target that is just barely in range of the blink skewer. Grab that, secure the Megas. He's doing such a good job on this Dark Willow.
Yeah, and I'm glad we saw it because there were some other supports that were like a possible pick here, but it looked like such a good Willow game, and Schofield having the confidence to grab it, even though it's not like a classic Schofield hero, hero by any means, right? Like, but he's completely owned on it. And Whispers Magnus, man, not what you typically see in terms of the build, but Blink Harpoon, BKB, a Lincoln's now Refresher Orb is done. He is ridiculously farmed. And he's almost level 25, so he's going to have that RP duration talent.
And he's been doing a great job hitting it. This is the tricky thing with the Slark, right? The Dark Pact is great versus stuns, but once it's down, you are vulnerable. This is where something like the Lifestealer that got banned out instead, unfettered, you can just wait until you get stunned and then remove the RP, and that is much easier to play. So far, it's tricky, but Heroic's done a great job of waiting for the Dark Pact and then bursting the Slark in one go.
Slark's going to go in, try to get on top of Schofield. He pops the Shadow Dance. Now, he is building some stacks here, but does need to be careful not to get caught the break. Oh, he actually gets pulled in for the max. He has to pop the Depth Shroud to survive, but Yuma just playing so much damage with the Quills. He's dead. Double RP just deletes the backside, and goodbye. GGs are out from M80. Heroic not going down without a fight. We got a game 4.
We're all excited about that. This has been a fun one. M80 was really impressive in the first 2 games. I don't think they played so scary.
All right, we'll see what's going to happen here. It is game number 4 of Heroic versus M80 here.
Reverse sweep in the making, question?
Could be, could be, could be.
Or is M80 going to finally topple Heroic? Words have all been placed down. No one running into each other quite yet.
Too good.
Why am I hearing voice lines? Yes, even though I'm not seeing it. I keep hearing like random Grimstroke voice lines.
30 seconds.
I'm not complaining though. Grimstroke is one of my voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, so good stuff.
I want fine arts to be good.
Yeah.
It's so fun, actually. It's such a fun facet.
We'll see a potential fight top. Nah, they're gonna back away. The Lion Gyro, or I'm sorry, the Clockwork Gyro is a little bit scary. Doom will scout the bottom rune, or the bottom ward up on the cliff, doing a little cheeky stuff there on the tower. So KJ will have to protect this, which actually a pretty good hero at protecting his own wards. Probably one of the reasons he put it up there in the first place.
That's true, you can just disrupt and deny their sentry if you have one of your own down. Though he doesn't have one yet, actually.
Well,
it is annoying for Grimstroke, though, because if you want to check that cliff spot, you can't block a camp.
Yeah.
And maybe that's fine this game, because you have a Doom. You're kind of okay with the camp spawning.
They're getting they're just trading blows here in this bottom lane, but so far, pretty even on the CS. I think El Misho is the one who might struggle the most, especially when Shadow Demon gets his level 2. Because this is just not a hero we see all that often, but the Grimstroke in the right games can do some cool stuff.
Inkswell, unlikely to do too much in that lane, but you get a good attack animation, good stroke of fate, and at the end of the day, you just head over, double stack. That's always a good contribution as a position 4.
That's true.
I like this level 1 Infernal Blade to put more pressure on the Spectre as well. Well, Misho in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's disruption. I don't know how he gets out of this one. Does he have any stick charges? It's just going to be the Inkswell, pops it. He actually might get out. Village turns it around, gets first blood. El Misho will die. The blood grenade just barely misses and might save KJ as a result. It actually does. That is so unfortunate.
Grimstroke hit level 2 just in time for that. Inkswell keeping him alive there. Here I was saying Inkswell wouldn't do too much in the lane.
I mean, it's a great spell, especially with the facet. It's just, a lot of times you don't get 2 heroes with it, right? It's usually you'll find 1 hero, and Disruption can dodge it, so... In theory, it shouldn't be doing this well, but... AJ takes a beating, it just goes back the other way, though. Almost gets him on the dagger. Very close trades from both players. But that should mean Lotus goes to the Shadow Demon. That's a big win for Heroic. Pretty little courier there.
This time in the mid lane going so much better for Analog. It's pretty much even, which I think is expected. I'm not super familiar with the mid-Mars matchups.
AJ, nice Infernal Blade. Actually, doesn't have the mana for an Inkswell though, so no real way to follow this one up. That's the thing with Grimstroke, his mana costs are very high as well. I forgot about this. Gonna need a little bit more regen here for this lane. Meanwhile, KJ just pounding mangoes and salves on the other side.
You do need a lot of mana to be effective as a Shadow Demon. You gotta be able to threaten all the Shadow Poison stacks. Schofield stealing this Bounty Rune. I think it is going to cost him his life, though.
His level 2 battery assault. It is way too much damage to survive, and Dark Mago just contributes from the mid lane, I guess you could say.
It actually works out for him because he was going to get his bottles denied, not have enough mana, but with that kill, he can actually finish up the Soul Ring. Things up here. Also looks about even. Surprise, surprise. Flat cannon.
Dire's courier has been killed.
You know, despite Line being a very popular pick lately, I just realized his innate. Do you know his innate?
For who?
Lions. Oh, hold that thought. Bottom, Spectre.
I'm gonna dodge the question. Bottom lane, Yuma falling low. Nice disruption though. Buying him some space. Gyrocopter actually goes down to the top side. Very nice stuff.
Inkswell does work if Shadow Demon's not there with the disruption. Great time to go aggressive. Ooh, the surprise rotation from Moose.
Yeah, that's sick. You don't really expect that. Just a run, a drive-by clockwork. He's gonna die for it, but definitely worth it. You see the mana like missing on this Shadow Demon. There's no way to save him this time.
Spectre off to a slow start, but I think that's fine, kind of expected with the Spectre. And the fact that Ember and Timber are doing well means that they'll be able to set things up for Spectre to just haunt in for the classic carry contribution. Pop in, get a kill, pop back out, recover that way.
Okay, so I just looked at Lions innate. Yes, I just remembered. I forgot what it was.
Super aware, right?
Yeah, I forgot completely what it was, but the second I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's such a just bizarre innate, but sometimes it actually makes a difference, which is kind of funny.
I completely forgot about it. 20% debuff duration and 20% spell amp for 90 seconds after respawning for everyone watching who also doesn't know. That's just like innate and facets. Some were so broken that you're like, wow, like, how could you possibly add that? And then there's some are so useless or forgetful that I didn't even think about it because its facets are just so good. Gyro in a bit of trouble.
Ooh, that's a big amount of burst damage coming out from Whisper off that level 6. He gets the kill. Moves should be fine. Well, I say that Whisper. 20 stick charge there to survive, but in comes Dark Mago. The ink swell is there. Spear will pin down one, kill the other. Now Whisper able to Timber Chain away. He's okay. But a very nice rotation in. I mean, only getting the Lion off that arena, is that worth it?
Doesn't feel the best. You were certainly hoping for a bit more. Oh, amplified damage, Ember coming in.
Yeah, that's a pretty dead Grimstroke, I'll be honest. That's really nice for Analog. He's already having a great game, and just a kind of a freebie pickup there in the river. Hasn't really missed much of anything. So far, this mid and off lane going really well for Heroic. The Spectre is struggling a little bit here. But
She's closing in on 6.
yeah.
But once she does, like Timber will just throw a ult at someone and she can come in. Ember will jump someone.
Radiant's top tower is under
That's what they're going to be looking for.
Looks like they're actually trying to make some pressure bottom. They're bringing 4 heroes. Now, they did scout Dark Mago on that ward in the river. They're going to sit pretty deep here.
Dire's
KJ is level 6 before the Spectre. He's 1 creep away, but his XP is getting sapped from the clockwork here, and he can't stick around. El Misho does get a nice silence here. They're just going to TP immediately. They cannot risk going down, and instead, Dark Mago will pin down the Shadow Demon. That should be a kill going their way. Looks to try and get a deny. Does he get it? Oh my god, he does!
Wow. I was going to say, even as they kill him, it's not really worth it for that big of a rotation. And then you don't even get it.
under attack.
Ouch. You will at least get the tower, but that is pretty painful.
I mean, they were like holding the kill for the Gyro's call down, but
Is under attack.
that Ogre came in and just shut him down. Midlane, level 6 out from Yuma, like you were saying. Trying to put some pressure here on Dark Mago. Actually weren't in range.
I think the chains
I guess the chains just missed. Yeah, the chains missed is what it was. They're going to smoke in. Analog gonna get silenced up. He's trying to get a range for the Doom, and he does. Now, the arena doesn't quite connect, but he is still slowed up more than enough, and that will be a kill going to the hands of the Doom.
We're getting out, and Lion actually having to use a smoke to get away in the mid lane.
It's
Maybe he
a
can
really
go
nice kill on the Ember.
top with the Timber. Yeah, that's you know what, that'll make up for the bottom kill not really working out. Doom onto the most valuable target there.
Hector just came in, and Schofield smoking around to the backside, immediately drops that finger of death, and they take him out. First stack online for the Lion.
Time to get punching.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Spectre Haunts back up again. You don't have Finger, but Whisper brings so much damage to 2 of them. Seeing if they find anything in the jungle.
Smart if they can actually get more here in the mid lane. I like Whisper coming in. Reminiscent of the Tide Hunter from earlier in the series, right? Very difficult hero to bring down. He can just kind of put his body in front of everybody else and pressure these towers.
Dire's middle
Some
tower
ward
has fallen.
gameplay.
My favorite type of high octane gameplay, pretending to be wards.
and gets the blood pump and like being a ward.
Children's gonna spawn top. Now, Analog's just barely trying to get in range for that slight chains. Of course, like you said, there's the global rotations in from the Spectre that can help secure some of these kills. So the supports do need to play pretty defensive in this early game.
I was wondering if we might actually see the Orchid build from Spectre, just because I think it is strong. Oh,
What a
snipes the
snipe
shield
from
rune.
Moose. That's really good. Should have just picked it up earlier, but yeah, it just gets punished.
Big stack here, and what's his build this time? He's got his Kaya. He's actually going straight for the BKB this time on Timbersaw. You were talking about how the arena is a big counter to him, so kind of forcing his hand into the early BKB.
I'm okay with it. I actually think that is pretty smart. This is a very much a tempo hero. You cannot afford these like deaths in that early mid game. You want to be able to make space and set up kills for the Spectre, and his BKB will do that. So it makes sense. I like it. Schofield is going to rush the Blink Dagger here on the line. We've been seeing some people opt for like an Aether Lens instead as their first item, but Schofield wants to go. So he's got that Blink in just about 300 gold. Not too far away.
You see the line.
Being said, he's about to... Yeah, he's about to get got. Goodbye. A little further away from that Blink Dagger now.
Just a little bit.
A counter smoke out from Heroic. See what they can find. Dark Go would be great. They're immediately going to jump him in the mid lane. He's stuck inside the arena. They can't. They have the Chakram that just kills him, though. Stuck inside the chains and the Chakram. It's more than enough damage. Now Illich looking for a Doom target, and boy, does he have it. It's both Ember and the Shadow Demon. Hector's here to help clean him up on the Gyrocopter. A great turnaround from M80 and a fantastic bait.
You gotta be so careful of that combo. And they were just feeling a little too strong. The arena got used on a support. They thought we could go in. You do get the Mars, but the other people had their ultimate still. And I really like that El Micho. He's going to get the Blink first because he knows he wants to keep getting this Soulbind double Doom combo.
Yeah.
And that means Doom can't be waiting on him to slowly walk up to cast Soulbind. So with his Blink, Illich will, at any moment, he could sell his Midas, pick up a Blink, and then you can threaten this at any point.
Yuma's taken a while to get to that Radiance. The Spectre falling further and further behind. Looking for the Doom bottom. He makes it underneath his tower. Do you still go for it? Maybe you find Moose instead. The Hex comes out onto the Doom, but it will take the kill onto the Lion. Or, I'm sorry, onto the Clockwork. And these are the types of things that help the Spectre. Just a little bit of that assist gold, you know?
That was such an efficient haunt, actually. Assist and bought the relic at that secret shop. And then went
Did he
back.
really?
Yeah. Unless it got delivered like exactly that. I'm pretty sure that's where he bought it.
Yeah, you might be right. He was close to it before.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Nice ward place there. We'll give him a little bit of vision behind, or like kind of near that tier 2 mid, but also a little bit into the jungle. They do see the gyro going in. He's gonna get scouted by a kobold. You talk about this all the time. Use those kobolds, man. They are so good. Hector.
Wait the follow up. Here we go.
They're gonna give it to the Spectre. They will lose the Shadow Demon in the process, but actually good patience there from Analog not to overcommit. They didn't really know where the rest of the team was. And now that we'll see Dark Mago. Do you want to dive the Mars, though, is the question. Probably not without the Haunt.
That gyro kill should get pretty close to the Talisman of Evasion. Yeah, needs about 200 more gold. Hoping to save this Radiance timing just a little bit. Still a bit of a slow start.
Top lane, Ember Spirit should just walk down El Misho, makes it into the trees. Someone's gonna find him. Come on, Schofield, do the finger death stack. You know you want to.
How does he resist? Where can one learn? Where can one learn such restraint?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There was the
Couldn't be
clockwork
me.
earlier. Now this Grimstroke. I mean, I'd be there with 2 finger stacks.
I mean, that could have been his third.
So true, so true.
Pig mode activated. Trying to chase for more. I mean, they've got the Radiance. Moose is here, so is Hector and Dark Mago. Whisper just gets the BKB off. He could TP, but instead thinks about going in a little bit more. Hook shot out, nicely done. Soulbind on top. He needs a little bit of space. I don't know if he's gonna get it. Timber Chain does not connect. They get the kill. Flew too close to the sun.
The silence from Grimstroke, Phantom's Embrace, is actually really good versus Timbersaw. Your attack speed is not that fast, and you gotta deal with it before you can get out. No one can come help you either, because then you'll be soulbound, and then it won't matter. So he just had to deal with it on his own, and it wasn't fast enough.
That, plus if he happens to catch you while your chakram is out, it's GG. You're
True.
really
I forgot
sad.
about that one.
Yeah. It's like the old like Pugna Grimstroke combo where you like decrep someone and Phantoms Embrace them and they just like stand there and can't do anything. You're like, wait a minute.
This is uncounterable.
Alright, Yuma with his Radiance will do a decent job trying to catch back up here, but Hector on the gyrocopter, unsurprisingly near the top of the net worth cards here. As the Crystalist with the Axe going straight to the BKB. Man, and Vampfangs helps out so much for him right now.
Nerf that one, man. I'm done with it.
It's gonna be really funny when they like remove 10 of the neutral items and replace them with 10 new ones that no one knows if they're good or bad, and then turns out they're all broken.
I'm up for it. When they're all broken, nothing's broken.
It's true, true, true. Alright, the BKB on Timbersaw. We saw it actually do quite a bit of work in that first usage. Unfortunately, he just stuck around slightly too long. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again, but as he tanks up, should be quite difficult to deal with. And he's going to go for the Blink Dagger next, so he's really going to try and find this backline.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's very close.
Neither team very good at Roche. So you kind of need
that's
a
true.
lot of pickoffs before you head over. So probably just a bit more of a farming period, get the Tormentors.
For
I
M80,
feel like with the...
which one do you want? Both are really good.
You want Inkswell, I feel.
Okay. Well, they get jetpack. Unlucky.
Yeah. That one's not bad either, because you get extra vision to maybe find this Shadow Demon.
Dire's bottom tower
But I think as part of baiting someone in, that Inkswell is pretty nice. And it becomes a strong Dispel at that point. Like with the Instigate, you can activate it early, but it's not actually the strong Dispel until you get the Shard. It's got the Blink. Maybe sell the Midas around now. Because if you can get the double Blink, double Doom.
are scanning.
They're gonna find El Misho. He gets the blink though. Nice response.
Mine is truly a blessed life.
King in the gyro. They do have finger.
Here comes Schofield though. There's the finger. Gets dropped immediately. And goodbye Mars. A great way to start the fight. Moose trying to fly away from his problems. Not gonna work out too well though. To get the kill, now Analog diving for more. Gonna try and get on top of the gyro. The chains do connect. There's no BKB quite yet. There's the Hex to follow up the stun as well, and they get him 3 dead on the side of M80. Very good chase, and that's the Spectre special, dude. You've been struggling all game, you get your Radiance, you finally show up to like a series of pickoffs, and now you're neck and neck with all the other cores.
It's why it's so nice to pair Spectre with someone on the team to have an instant catch. In this case, it's the Lion. There's so little time to react. You think you're alone, just checking a cliff, suddenly 3 heroes show up right next to you.
It's really nice.
And that was a Mars. Like, Mars is pretty tanky. Even had the BKB, but couldn't use it because he got hexed so quickly.
Ooh, Shadow Demon, probably gonna die here, but that Smoke Gang only finding the, the poor Shadow Demon, not that bad. Hold up, wait a minute, Spectre almost managed to take down El Micho on the backside. Dude, Twist the Knife's burst damage is very good if you're not paying attention. Oh,
Even if you are paying attention. No.
Nah,
it's just the effect,
visual.
okay.
Yeah, it's just the visual. He already threw it from earlier. That was a bug for a while, though. You could keep spamming the back and forth, and it would keep sending daggers. That was really funny.
Hilarious for Spectre players.
Yeah. Hilarious, yes, of course.
Said the one on the receiving end of said bug.
You're like running to your found, like 6 daggers are just chasing you across the map.
Even now, non-bugged gaming, right? Life as a support for M80 is going to be very difficult. Spectre had a slow start, but she's getting there as she picks up a Manta. That's finished. One more item, and it is such a pain. You got to be so careful with your positioning.
And it gets more and more difficult as you get to the Aghanim Scepter, because at that point, you aren't reliant on your other heroes finding them for you. You just pop the Haunt, you see everything. You can pick and choose what heroes you want to go on.
Yeah, it's a cool adjustment this game, knowing how much power is in the Blink, Soulbind, Double Doom. If you just reveal everything, then you don't have to worry about that. And you probably get vision inside the arena so that your Shadow Demon can now save people in there. So, cool idea. Does mean your damage is a little bit lower, but that's where the Timber Saw and the Shadow Demon help out a lot. Smoke on smoke.
This is a really good position here from M80. They will see them on the tail end of that Shadow Poison. Scopeful comes in, gets a nice 2-hero stun. Immediate finger, they take down the Gyro. Arena's gonna trap 3 on the backside. The Doom's gonna connect as well. They've got 2 heroes dead. Analog still surviving, but he's on the run to buy back from the Shadow Demon and try and re-enter this fight. Analog really wants this Doom, some revenge for him, and he's gonna get it. Ours will TP on home. And a nice one fight here for Heroic. It costs you a single buyback, but very good fight.
Don't think that was the smoke breaking, right? That was just it expiring as the Shadow Poison reached them?
I think it broke. I think the Ember broke it. Yeah.
Okay. Either way, just barely catching sight of them and then instantly reacting with the Blink Lion Stun, catching 2. Gyro just taken out immediately with the Spectre coming in. That is such a great find to start that fight.
This is where this is why Lion is becoming such a scary hero, man. Finger of Death is so good, especially if you start the fight, taking half of the Gyro's health pool away. Aegis will go into Analog. Yuma's just gonna go back to farming, honestly. Like, he doesn't really need to be playing near his team. He can join at any time, and the Aghanim Scepter is gonna make that even scarier.
How close is he? Needs 2,000 gold? What a recovery. I mean, he was so far down before. Now, just behind the Timber, who's also super rich. Like 4,000 above everyone else. Or 3,000, I guess. Has a Lincoln's. Very safe to just jump into the middle of the fight now.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Ember Spirit almost has his Lincolns as well.
Though actually, I guess it's not. Even though Timber has the Lincolns, Ember is the one who's going to go in first with this Aegis. And it's very convenient for the draft they have, because Ember, he's not a usual initiator. Like, I jump, stun this guy, he can't do anything. He just has chains. But you get so much vision with your Sleight of Fist, and you force initial responses with Searing Chains. They start using some of their abilities that the rest of the team can follow up. And in this case, it could be a Blink Hex, Spectre ult, and you delete an Ember, a support, whatever. It's going to be Moose in this case.
Yeah. That was very fast. They're finding some more on the backside. KJ gets to El Micho. Yuma comes in. They force the BKB immediately from Dark Mago. He's going to try and just TP to safety. And he will make it, but 2 heroes dead, both supports. And Heroic, they're feeling very strong now. They're going to be a hard team to come back against.
Is this the reverse sweep? Schofield looking top?
I mean, they can get the Doom. Spectre's Aghanim Scepter is coming out in a moment. She has Shadow Step in 10 seconds. Doom's about to show under a ward. I mean,
Whisper's
just with,
here.
Yeah, with Whisper coming in, it should be more than enough damage. They do. That's the 4th stack for Schofield now.
Bottom tower is under
He has drums too. He actually punches kind of hard.
I love it.
Dire's structures.
Tier 2 bottom side. They're going to pop the fortification just to keep this alive for the moment. Now, they are bringing some heroes down here. Analog does have Lincolns and an Aegis, so I think he's okay. Yuma just goes in, nearly takes down K1 immediately. He gets the BKB. Disruption will save him, but K1, he's dead. You're going to lose your Spectre for this, but now Moose, he's going to take out as well. Analog looking for more as a nice blink out from El Micho. Whisper likely to cut him off into the trees. He goes in. Well, that amplifies that Timbersaw's damage. I mean, that was a bold play from Yuma, but it still works.
Yeah, he got caught by the silence. Otherwise, he can do that and get out. But with the silence hitting him, he was just forced to commit. It worked out, honestly. We can say it's all part of the plan. You lose your carry, but, I mean, you kill their carry and both supports, take a tier 2, get to set up more deep vision, which is so good with the Spectre. Right now, they're playing around the Lion for the Spectre setup, but she's now at the point, oh, you're a support on your own, I'll just kill you then. And if you have these random deep wards, like look at this deep ward in the base, she will jump the tier 3 to kill the support.
Dude, I don't know how you handle the Spectre Aghanim Scepter. I think that's the biggest issue that they're going to run into here. Because you're already just getting ran at by Heroic's heroes, but now you're going to have the vision advantage for every single hero. They're going to smoke up on M80. Amplify damage rune is in the river. I don't know if they spotted this. If they did, they would definitely be going for it. But you can bait with this Ember Spirit. He's still got this Aegis for 25 seconds. He's going to find the Amplify damage now.
Yeah, it goes back to old Spectre before she had the Shadow Step. Haunt is a very long cooldown, so she probably will win whatever fight she uses it, but you gotta quickly go after that, which is what they're trying, but Heroic knows it. They're playing safe.
Aegis expires, Haunt it. I mean, not even just Shadow Step deletes the Grimstroke, but Yuma wants to stay, kind of messing with him on the high ground. Clockwork goes down, the Amplify damage just deals with him, no problem at all. Now the question is, will they go for more? A buyback here from the Grimstroke. That Lincoln's absorbs the Doom. That's not looking good for Illich. Schofield goes in on the backside, nice stun, but a good Arena holding them down. They're starting to crumble on the side of Heroic, but can they get to safety? Yuma's here. Finally rejoining his team to call down to try and slow them up, but Analog, as well as Whisper, very difficult to get away from, and there's the Haunt. They waited so dang long to use it. And he's still hunting. He wants Dark Mago bottom. Shadow Step is out, forced to BKB. There's going to be a dagger coming. Yeah, and that dagger's going to hit. Ooh, all right, he's fine.
Dire's middle
How do you get back to your base? They're about to start hitting your tier 3s.
I mean, no one has buybacks. I don't think you can defend the base. They kind of suck at hitting buildings, though, on Heroic. Like, not many of these heroes are great building hitters.
That's true. Whisper did get the shard, so he's getting to
that'll
work on
help.
that mid tower. But you're right, it is still kind of slow. You're not going to lose barracks here, but this tier 3 should fall. Unless you want to fortify, I guess.
Cofield needs to just ult a creep and start beating down the towers.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
That would be good.
Has fallen.
Oh, dang, it's on cooldown. I'm sure he completely would have done it.
Dire structures are
It would have been funny. It would have been like a Chad play for sure. With that one, 18,000 gold lead here for Heroic. Full control of the game. Haunt about 75 seconds off cooldown, and we are about to see an Eye of Scotty picked up on the Spectre. Whisper has a sight. That's such a scary pickup.
Now you got a second instant initiation for the Spectre to come in. This Spectre pick is so good, man. We saw one Soulbind Double Doom combo earlier, and obviously it was great.
scanning.
But this is part of the reason this Grimstroke has dropped off. Like, if that's all you offer, and you can't get it, it feels so bad. And I know you still have the Inkswell, Dispel, technically. Shadow Demon ult removes it, by the way, if you use it on that target.
Yep.
It's just so awkward right now. And we're kind of seeing it. The early aggression was sort of there, but they have not been able to find this combo ever since, and it's really feeling low impact.
Dude, I feel like KJ was just playing with, like, training weights, dude. He's like the Rock Lee of this team. He's like, all right, I'm going to play difficult heroes, but now I have Shadow Demon. I'm taking the training weights off, you know?
Now I press E.
Now I just press E. I don't know.
Before I had 5 different creeps to manage.
Roshan in, moves, will find the Timber, gets the Doom off, but he got the BKB first. They're going to try and stop the backside, the Haunt, and stopping all of their initiation. And, well, Spectre takes the Grimstroke out of the fight completely. They get this great arena. They will finish off the Timber. Now Yuma looking for moves. He's still here on the front side. He is still full health. And the Ember Spirit's ready to enter the fight himself. K1 needs some help. Great Arena Spear out from Dark Mago, but the damage
Cofield's
is just
punching.
overwhelming. Satanic, hold on, it's almost enough, but no. M80 crumble. The Aghanim Scepter from Analog here did so much work. How do you take the fights when you have this Ember Spirit with an Ags and this Spectre just dancing everywhere?
Taking out the Timbersaw first without letting him do anything was a good first attempt at that, but Disruption bought him a lot of extra time so that you had a big commitment to kill the Timber, giving a lot of free reign over to everybody else, which it was kind of close. That Satanic almost clutched it, but he's just a bit too far behind, doesn't quite have the damage. And with that, the first lane of barracks are going to fall. Bottom lane is pretty close if they want to go for another. Or maybe just go get Roche at this point.
Yeah, they're drawing some lines towards Roshan.
Yeah, I saw Lion in there in that fight, man. He popped the ult, popped the drums. He was hitting that gyro. That made the difference.
That's
Game
awesome.
changer right there.
Up to
the
5
ag.
finger death stacks. Let's go.
Tower is under attack.
Roche is gonna be top. It'll have the Ags. Give it to him. Come on, guys.
That would be kind of sick. I'm sure it goes to Timbersaw, but it would be sick. I mean, you could. There's a really good Ags for Shadow Demon as well.
No, give it to Lion.
Oh, Yuma goes in, forces El Misho to pop that. He just dies instantly thanks to the Shadow Demon. Just tossing the assist.
You can do that again in 25 seconds. Spectre gameplay.
It feels so bad playing a support in this type of game. Like you said, like it just never gets easy.
Yeah, you got a bully at the start. That's why when the Spectre pick comes out late, it's tough. You maybe just don't have the heroes to do it well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mid creeps, whacking away at the base. You know something's going up. And if you don't react, I mean, it's just free chip damage. Unhealable tower damage.
Well, here comes the haunt. You can't hide from the Spectre. Finger Death comes out immediately, get on top of the Doom, but he's gonna survive. Whisper able to Timber Chain out, but Illich, he's trying to just find a Doom target. He's not gonna get it. Down to 100 HP, but they've got Hector. Whisper just chops him down one by one, an ultra kill for his Timber Saw. And we've got ourselves a game number 5. It's going the distance, baby.
Heroic.
Dude. Yuma haunted and then shadow stepped to Grimstroke in the fountain and killed him.
No, did he really?
Can't come into play, and you're hoping to delete a hero before backing out potentially. Might be fine.
All right, we are in game. It's time to mention probably the most significant part. It's nighttime right now, before the horn,
How
with the Night
strange.
Stalker. So that means Night Stalker has chosen the blind off of his void as opposed to Night Rain. It's a really good facet. I honestly think it is I like it more than Night Rain personally, but we'll see if it ends up making a difference this game.
I'm
excited.
trying to understand why he wanted it here. I really would have thought shutting down the Spectre at the start is the better approach.
So the way I think about this lane, because I've played a lot of Night Stalker, is I think I'm going to be fine the first like 3.5 minutes in this lane. I don't think you're going to struggle too much at all. I think you actually should farm equally, if not better than the Spectre. And then the 5-minute nighttime hits in, and then you're stronger. So I think it's one of those scenarios where it's like Night Rain is really good to crush a lane, but I think he just wants to survive the first few minutes, and then the what is it called? Blinding Void or something? What is this thing called? Yeah, Blinding Void. Later on in the game, Blinding Void is really strong. I don't know if you've ever played against it, but it feels really bad to play against Blinding Void.
That's true. Yeah, you're kind of selling me on it. Okay, okay.
So we'll see what happens. It's you know, risky play from M80 for sure, but
Yes.
it might pay off.
Last time we saw this combo, Whisper and Schofield had an insane time in the laning stage. I don't know if you can easily replicate that. I think that was a bit of an outlier, but it would certainly help them to have a repeat performance and some squishy heroes in the PA and Enchantress. Maybe they can. This time you can actually threaten the PA too. Slark just kept dispelling the Brambles, and it was not as easy to get him.
You could very easy find kills on the combo, and I think in the mid game is when Whisper gets his blink is when things are really gonna turn up. Bottom lane, Dark Mago needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, never mind. They need to be careful. El Misho's here with a flame break, and Yuma will have to dagger up to the high ground. All right. Excited. It is game 5 here. The grand finals. Heroic versus M80. We were hoping it would go to the distance because we had just a 3-0 sweep in the last grand finals we covered. This one has been much closer, and M80 have looked very good.
We had a lot of full game series on the way here. Many hour-plus games, all 3 games. So it's only fitting that this one goes the full 5 games. Haven't had our 1 hour plus game though. Is this the one?
Just in time. Do we break the 96-minute game we had earlier? Is this the one that breaks it?
This would be an exciting one for it.
That's true. Well, that one was also a PA game, so. Bottom lane going quite well here for M80. I think a lot of this is Batrider just being very strong as a support. KJ doing his best on the gyro. Does a little bit of like a 3/4 pull here to try and deny a little bit of XP.
It's a good time to do it before they're level 2 as well, so they can't threaten the dive.
Mid lane is very close, but Analog off to a pretty good start. 9 with 4 denies. Bottles are coming out right now, though. We see the water runes are up, so should do some work. But okay, KJ is super dead. That is 5 sticky napalms. And like you said, you know, needed to pull before the level 2. They get the level 2. They get the kill. Nicely done.
Not going to be able to make his own pull, unfortunately. So they're going to have to play pretty far up for the next little bit. They got to be careful. You can easily replicate the time you killed KJ. Though, well, Misho, maybe a little low on mana, so they have a little bit of space. He's got a Mango and a Clarity on the way, though.
Batrider going for the long wraparound there to get to the Lotus. That's actually funny. He's going to make it. Well played from Misho.
Sneaky, sneaky. Nice hitting going well up here. Whisper does have a damage. Ooh,
The skewer through 2 brambles. That damage, it is so much. Nicely done there from Schofield and Whisper. It's going to put Hector on the back foot for a little bit, as that shockwave spam will continue.
That combo really ramps up because brambles are balanced around the idea you only hit 1. So their scaling is actually really good. And when you can force multiple brambles, that's when that ability is just insane, which is what makes this combo so good. So Schofield, he's like 1 more creep to hit level 3.
Yep, there it is.
That is a very killable PA.
Yeah. He's playing very defensive, and you can see it, right? In the CS, 25-9 to the 17-3. That being said, I said Night Stalker should do fine bottom. He has 19-10 to the 8-1.
Yeah, you're right. Night Reigns would have been overkill. This is plenty good enough.
Some of this is, I think a lot of this is honestly just El Misho being a beast on the Batrider too. Because part of it is the damage difference, right? Like I said, Night Stalker comes to lane with a lot of damage. He's currently sitting at almost 30 damage more than the Spectre. And now it's nighttime. Actually more than 30 damage. He has 31 damage over the Spectre right now. And with nighttime, here comes the Blinding Void. And with this, KJ is going to give up another kill here to the Batrider.
You're going for the PA top.
Yeah, as long as you don't miss, he's dead. Whisper will grab it. All right. That was the skewer through the multiple brambles that you were talking about.
Yuma, tanky. But he's got 3 napalms on him right now.
It's just going to keep stacking. There's just nowhere for him to go. El Misho might die behind the tower, and he does. Illich tried to save him, but this bottom lane is a bloodbath. Good rotations from Moose mid. Brings the Centaur with the Enchantress and putting a lot of pressure on this mid tower. Well, I say that, but a great creep drag from the Dark Willow. Should kill the good catapult now.
Good moves. Ember was starting out with a lead, but since the last time we checked in, Pango is now pulled ahead.
In the bottom lane, looking sketchy. KJ with the gyro is pretty scary here with these afterburner stacks, but with the void, it's just so much slow. PA comes through the Jun gate, secures the kill. 2 more dead on the bottom side of the map.
A1's done being shoved through brambles in that top lane.
Yeah, true.
Which so far, that's their best lane, Whisper at the top of the net worth, but the next 3 are all the cores of M80. Where's the Spectre 6? She's only 4.5, so it's going to be a long time till she can start contributing and trying to recover as well with the Shadow Step ganks.
Yeah. Whisper is level 6 now, and they're gonna look to punish this Enchantress. A lot of damage from those brambles, but here comes the TP from the Pangolier, and Moose healing up through all of this. 2 points in those sprites.
Schofield slipping away just barely.
Yeah, they don't connect on that Pango TP, so this gives a little bit of breathing room for the Ember Spirit in mid. And that bottom tower is already gone. Yeah, this is when Night Stalker thrives.
He's going for the Phylactery build as well, so his Qs are going to be so strong.
That's a very nice build here. Yeah, Pango gets found. He just swashbuckles through the brambles. Ends up giving the kill on over to Schofield. 8 minutes. Power Rune's going to spawn bottom a regen. Denied by the Night Stalker, and guess what? They go right into his hands. El Micho is here, ready to go. Does he have another void? I think it's just barely off cooldown, but Illich, he's so dang fast, he's going to continue the chase. If it connects, he's certainly dead. They're trying to slow him up. Analog with a sleight of fist, the missile connects into the brambles. He's stuck. If they can get this kill, it's huge. The skewer, the RP onto both. What a punish. Analog just right on the edge of death.
Barely staying alive with that remnant. They really wanted that. Didn't think they would force so many rotations in, but I'd say it's worth it. Getting those two, the Night Stalker and the Bat Rider were having a really good game, so starting to put a little bit of a stop to that. And Whisper's happy to get RP on cooldown. It's not easy to force that without Blink.
Right now, Spectre's so close to level 6, but he's just getting ran at here by the Bat Rider once again. And with Illich coming in as well, this should be another kill onto the Spectre. There's just no one here to help him. Crippling Fear prevents Analog from doing much of anything as well. The thing is like,
call.
Yeah.
You know they all rotated mid to help the Ember, so a lot of the TBs are still on cooldown.
The Void is just so much damage this early into the game, because the way it works is your allies lose all of the vision that you provide when you get hit by Blinding Void, and then you also take an additional 50 damage per second during that. So it's a pretty substantial nuke.
Radiant are scanning.
A little bit similar to last game. This time, Analog not doing as well, but Whisper's got his Blink. You've got your Ember who can make plays, and there's the Shadow Step. And they finished Dark Mago, though.
The chains connects, but no, not quite. Bottom lane, Yuma's in trouble once again. KJ is level 6 with a call down and a lot of damage, and in comes Whisper once again. They will try and punish this off-lane duo. That kill does go to Yuma as well, so some signs of life. I mean, it's been a quiet, not even really, I guess, a quiet game from Whisper, but he is so far ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, not the usual way that goes. This time the team showing up to the Spectre, but very worth it. Still has the RP Shadow Step, 15 seconds off cooldown. I don't think you have to strictly wait for that if you can find a big kill.
The Pango is very, very low, walking all the way back to the base, so they aren't gonna find him unless they catch him on a TP back mid. But this has been some space for the Phantom Assassin. You know, she's been closing in on that Battle Fury, getting closer and closer there.
This time, the Spectre build, gonna go for the Orchid Manta build. This is stronger for pickoffs, and I think last game, the Radiance plus Ags made a lot of sense when the Blink, Soulbind, Doom combo was so critical to their team fight. You just get insta-vision, cancel blinks.
Onto top, looking for the Phantom Assassin. KJ will have plenty of magic damage to help find this kill. He just needs to get up onto the high ground, but there's Whisper once again. Ready and waiting, but can they get the kill? It's gonna be close. Hector just needs one more jump target, but there's a Bramble to cut him off. He goes back the other way. How many misses can you get? It's not gonna be enough. Taken down by the shockwave of Whisper, and they will finish off the Enchantress as well. A very good gank to the top side.
I don't think he's... Has RP hit less than 2 heroes yet?
No, it's been 2 heroes 3 times now.
He is the saving grace for Heroic right now. That safe lane was struggling so much, but managing to find 2 kills onto the Night Stalker, now making sure PA's not getting out of control with the space she received. This is exactly what you want. And this is why the Magnus pick is so good for them. Give it to Yuma, give it to Whisper.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, underestimated the Dark Willow's burst, as well as, of course, that Shadow Step in from the Spectre. It's just like last game. He started off really far behind, but those little bit of assists or even sometimes kills start to add up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Magnus showing up back mid. He did walk through a ward though, so M80 knows about this. Also, he's now walking directly under the tower, so they definitely know about this.
I think they might see Whisper. I don't know.
Maybe Blinding Void currently working against them.
Dire's middle tower has
Gyrocopter here to break a smoke. El Misho will just drop the lasso. Now the missile as well as the rocket barrage actually does a pretty good chunk of damage. He could Shadow Step it if he had the mana, but he will not. They do get Dark Ascension out. Terrorize comes through. It connects. Schofield's gonna net himself a freebie
killed.
as the Night Stalker continues to fly around. Going for the TP. Whisper gets him. Oh, that hurts big time. Yuma offers the assist, comes back in, tries to finish the job, and it goes to Schofield again on the Dark Willow.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's
Did you see
a
him
really
there?
nice kill.
Is that just
don't
a blind
think so.
check?
They saw him, I think, for a second, but they didn't know where he was. Like, they knew he was
Yeah.
still in the area, but that was it.
What a find. Yeah, I don't know if we missed something, but that is a fantastic kill to get. This Night Stalker, he was looking so scary off that laning stage. He's still pretty rich, but this could have easily been Night Stalker at the top of the net worth, being a threat to every hero in the game. Instead, it feels much more manageable.
Yeah.
Dire
Dude, I think... I'm starting to feel like Whisper took it personal when you said Collapse was the best offlane Magnus. Whisper's
That
like,
should be
oh,
my title.
I'll show Zach.
I won't stand for this slander.
I mean, he's looking very good so far in the 2 games he's had it. And obviously it's still early in this game, but see what else he can get done on it. Analog has his Blade Mail going Sanj and Yasha. I thought he might go for an early BKB here, but an interesting build.
Because the status resistance doesn't help you versus the silence, but it is good versus lasso and the roll.
is under attack.
It also tanks you up.
Schofield's got a Ewells. They're looking for Analog here in the mid lane. You don't quite have the Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider.
Huma's Orchid. 400 gold away from the Orchid.
Dire's top tower.
This is a nice smoke. They're wanting to look bottom. They know the Phantom Assassin is down here somewhere. They do see Dark Mago in the river. This would be a nice grab if they can get him on the chains, but he gets up onto the high ground. The chains will stop the Rolling Thunder for now. Whisper not going to come in, but there's Yuma stuck inside the brambles. The last one's going to catch your Magnus. No RP is going to be able to come out this fight as Schofield trying to terrorize them away. It's going to catch you on the backside, and PA starting to take a lot of damage. Illich as well, need to be careful. He's going to pop the Bedlam, but he can't catch him up onto the high ground. Chains onto two. The Ember doing some work. The Spectre just sitting happy. Bouncing from one target to the next. 3 dead on the side of M80 in a pretty good fight for Heroic, and they're going to get themselves a 4th.
I want to see where all this damage came from. I feel like it's
Gyro,
KJ.
It's definitely Gyro, 100%.
Yeah, 2,700. I mean, Ember, of course, did the most, but KJ, in the laning stage, there were situations where Spectre got killed, and that's, you know, I don't know, the carry. But Gyro was a great support to get some early levels. Maybe they can get Yuma sticking around maybe a bit too long.
They're going to get some damage out. He's tanky, does have an Orchid as well to try and make some space. Just Shadow Steps top into a Bat Rider kill. Oh, man.
You gotta be so careful with that. That wasn't quite an orchestrated play, so I understand things got crossed, but you will see teams when they know you're trying to kill the Spectre, everyone else stays off the map, so she has no Shadow Step targets to get away with. So a bit unfortunate that that Bat Rider got found by Heroic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, KJ is doing so much damage, and all he has is drums. Top lane, they find the Pangolier with the Orchid, and in comes Schofield with a Pendulum. I don't know if he has enough damage to do it by himself, but gets him low, and the response comes in quickly from M80. They will take down the Dark Willow now.
Dire's courier has been killed.
KJ's gonna run into the Enchantress here. That, you can dispel Rocket Barrage? What? Alright, today I learned. Call down coming out from KJ, but he is so dead. No way he gets away from this one. Big RP though from Whisper, catches to the Rolling Thunder though as the response. You're alone, my guy. Alright, Heroic, maybe on some different pages here.
Whisper is circling the top, saying, "Why are we playing bottom? We have wards top. Play top." And he's right. You know, that they kind of got baited on that. Gyro going for the Enchantress there. Schofield gonna make sure no one's coming through the Twin Gate.
Yeah, I mean, these wards are specifically really good for Spectre, and that's why they place them. Because she can be the one that starts the fight with the Orchid, whereas, like, last time they did this, they had a Lion. And it's going to be Schofield. They're going to go hide in the trees and wait for someone to show up. And they didn't get Dark Mago last time, but if he's patient, he might get rewarded this time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
K1's getting big, man.
True. He has to do a lot, though, I feel.
KJ looks kind of dead to me. He just walks right by, sees the PA. Immediate BKB. Yuma decides, nope. He will back away, not pop that. I mean, they get the first BKB usage out, I suppose, but another kill for K1. He's going to be very happy. He's having a great game.
I love the idea. He wanted to sneak in here to drop an Observer and maybe hide in the trees so that when the Tormentor gets done, you can maybe drop the ult and then Spectre can snipe a kill, right? I mean, we see the supports, how low they are. So, would have been a cool idea, but unfortunately the timing just a little bit wrong. I don't know if they didn't have a scan or didn't want to use it that way. It's not that big of a deal, though. That was just your position 5. And like you said, you even got a BKB out of it, so not too bad.
Dire are scanning.
It is giving gold to the PA, though, who, in classic K1 fashion, has made his way to the top of the net worth by a fairly solid margin.
Meepo, he just blinked. Sentry comes out, he's immediately dead. Punished for that blink forward. Kill will go to Yuma as the soul burn secures it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He gets the D ward, and it's a smart. Like, that's a really smart spot to go for the D ward. They just know something's up there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If I'm heroic, I would definitely prioritize getting that Tormentor soon. Like, you have 2 really good shards on your supports.
I think KJ was thinking about buying his as well, but he's died a couple times now. Got his Ghost Scepter first instead. But he'd still like to have it.
Yeah, I mean, that missile damage is pretty nuts.
Radiant are scanning.
Though this game, I think he needs it less, because Spectre's build is really good for getting kills, especially once his Manta finishes. He's kind of playing this tank gyro. I forget. I think we interviewed someone who told us this. I don't remember who, but it's like there's 2 ways to play support gyro. Either the really high damage gyro, powerful laning stage, call down, get the shard, all that, or your like tank gyro, where you bait them to go on you. Pango just dead in this one orchid.
Dead. He was just right on the edge of that ward. That is very unfortunate. He pings the high ground, but I mean, it's one of those things where you think you are outside of range of that ward, but just barely not. Really good stuff. And this Orchid is paying off for this Spectre. His Pango is now really struggling in this game. And if they have Manta, they can Rosh. They do have Manta, so they should very easily be able to Rosh. Desolate's damage is one of the reasons Spectre is pretty good at taking this.
That's even faster than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Yeah, it's shocking how fast it is. It is a lot of damage. And she has a lot of extra attack speed, right? No Radiance, so you get the attack speed from both Manta and that Orchid.
True. Get a nice chunk of extra damage with the Empower as well. I keep forgetting Ember has that buff too, so his damage in these fights, sleight of fist spamming, very good. When are we gonna get those days back again? The old Battle Fury Ember builds?
I really liked Battle Fury Ember for the longest time, but now that like double impact exists and they've buffed like chains and stuff like that, he's just more of a no, I guess not spellcaster, but the Ags is too good and stuff like that, I think. Oh, lasso mid lane. Goodbye, Gyro. Now, Analog does have an amplify damage. They need to enchant that off. They do. Analog will get away. Bramble's out. Will go ahead and just TP on the Dark Willow. Very nicely done.
Minimizing the losses. Look at the switch up here. The old meme used to be Schofield dying a bunch to make spaces, but this time Gyro is tanking a lot of the deaths. He's got 7 of them, which...
That's half of
their
their
El
kills.
Misho's... Yeah, El Misho's doing the same thing. He's at 9.
Alright, there's the Tormentor. Goes their way. And it's to Schofield, which... I mean, it's a pretty dang good shard. Curse Crown is super strong. We had BKBs on M80 yet. We know the Phantom Assassin has one, but what about the Night Stalker? He does have it. Okay, so Phylactery BKB is done.
He's pretty close to his Blink as well, which, if he does find the Ember, Ember's own BKB is still a bit off. He's about 2,000 gold.
Oh, revealed. Never mind. Turns around.
We've got the Aegis, but it is nighttime. Doesn't feel great to start a fight right now.
Yeah,
Don't
I
have
think
too much vision on the map. There's like one up top, but besides that, they don't. It's difficult to know where the enemy team is.
yeah, and I think they're okay just farming. I don't think they really struggle all that much. Oh, we might see them walk right into the Night Stalker bottom. He's right underneath this twin gate.
Tower is under attack.
So they will find the Night Stalker. I don't know if they have the damage to actually kill him, though. Immediate BKB, the RP. Never mind, they do bring the damage. Hello.
There were some calculations going on in his head. He's looking at the silence, trying to decide, is this worth it? But a Night Stalker kill,
On night
it's
time?
more than just a regular kill. He's at night, right? And we just said, oh, it's kind of scary to go start a fight. That's the guy causing the problem. So even though you used RP, I do think they can now feel confident pushing a little further on the map. For example, maybe looking at this Enchantress.
You have Aegis, you probably feel confident to just kind of bait this down. There's going to be the last, so he does get the Blade Mail off and a Sleight of Fist, but he is going to go down. Dark Mago trying to look for these heroes onto the backside with this Rolling Thunder, but Analog's going to be the one that needs some help, and Fast Remnants on forward. He's okay. Blink out from the Pango. Complete disengage from both teams.
Did use the Aegis, but I think that's fine. I think with Night Stalker up, you're not looking to force anything. You just take those. Like any finds you happen to get. Well, Schofield stick around.
Boy, yeah, that's another one. How many times have we seen this?
That's so smart.
Quickly deletes the hero and leaves.
It's so fast, and with the Shadow Realm TP out, he knows unless they're gonna commit roll, nothing can stop me, and roll's already on cooldown, so they just leave him behind. You just gotta be fast enough to not get AoE silenced, but as long as you can do that, because the blink's not out right now, that was a very cool play. Schofield again. We haven't been talking about it as much, but he is 6-2 and 10. Just like the last time, this Magnus Dark Willow combo looking very formidable.
We are 40 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter on Yuma.
Enchantress, TV top. She might, if she walks into that Observer, she might just die.
He could very well go for it. He puts on a sentry thinking there's something up here too.
He's not wrong, just a little off.
Just be like, oh god.
I'm so scared.
I mean, Spectre used the Manta, so without Manta, he can't get the kill.
For 15 more seconds.
Yeah, true. Nah, he's got the Ags done now. Gonna queue up that Eye of Scotty. He's still pretty far. He's 4,000 gold behind the Phantom Assassin, but Heroic feels like they're the ones in the lead right now. A Nullifier is done on PA. That is pretty sick.
Pretty nice. It'll always remove the Empower buff too. Remove all these annoying saves like the Yules and the Ghost Scepters. She is strong, but these last couple fights we're seeing, it's not easy for her to jump in when Heroic can find such instant pickoffs thanks to the Spectre Haunt. They're actually not that interested in taking any kind of direct team fight. Why would you when you have this Spectre on your team?
Yeah, you just wait for nighttime to end. That's the other big thing, like you said. Like, you got the Night Stalker earlier, which was great. They're going to smoke on the tail end of night. 25 seconds to find their opening, but they can always pop the Dark Ascension. We'll see what they find. It might just be KJ again in the top lane on the gyro, you know? Probably not the hero that you want to get, but if you, it's better than nothing type of thing. They are.
See his courier go
best.
down. It may not. I don't know. If you kill KJ
God,
again,
KJ.
sure.
Oh,
okay, they
God.
see it.
He's so
But again,
dead.
it's such a big rotation.
Yeah. They got him. So KJ goes down, but again, like you said, a big rotation, a 5-hero smoke. And that's during nighttime.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I forgot these PA daggers have little
Dire's
death
middle
sentences
tower is
on
under
them.
attack.
KJ was on the wrong side of the grass.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I really like the Lincoln's pickup on the Magnus here. We saw Whisper actually do this in the earlier game.
Radiant are scanning.
Very value against the Bat Rider, the guy who's really starting the fights. Should allow him to get the BKB off most times.
Are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Roche, pretty short spawn, a little more than a minute.
They have this ward bottom on Heroic,
Has fallen.
and I thought they might be willing to play around it, but actually hiding more towards their twin gate. It looks like Tormentor is going to go the way of M80 here. That's going to send El Micho back to the base, so they're going to have to wait a little bit.
They're moving up. Even the second Tormentor is still pretty strong, and a lot of heroes get sent back to Fountain, at least one or two. So they're trying to see if anyone will step up, and all the M80 heroes won't be ready to fight.
Oh,
this
that
ward
ward.
gets dropped in a Sentry Observer combo, though, so they know what is happening. And the Night Stalker, who was maybe thinking about stepping up, he's going to reevaluate. Get back into the triangle.
El Micho yoinks a haste rune coming all the way back. Analog trying to just cut the wave here. Does get some insight into where M80 is as the Roche respawns. And they are going to immediately head bottom here. I think they smoked under the ward. And those smokes gonna pop. They actually see them under the high ground ward, and the big first target's gonna be that Bat Rider. Illich trying his best, but the Yule's buying some time for the Dark Willow, but she gets crit down. BKB now out from Analog. Haunt in from Yuma is just gonna keep dancing around, trying to keep his space. Whisper, he doesn't get the BKB off in time. They get the kill, no RP. And now your Dark Willow, she just fought back for this, and she might just be dead again. Yuma, he needs help on the Spectre. He's 1v4. In comes K1. There's nowhere to go. This fight is over. It's a big win for M80.
That's where the Night Stalker Ascension is so useful. So much vision to take these fights. And they need the RPs to go in these team fights. Like we were saying earlier, the smaller, quick pickoffs are more their style. But when it comes to Roshan, you're sort of forced into this big team fight, and that's where the RP is really important, but just unable to find it that time.
God, PA got some really lucky crits in that fight. She one-shot the Dark Willow when she was about to Shadow Realm, and Magnus got, I think, double crit as well. The benefit of the Veiled One facet. Sometimes you roll some really good RNG in a fight, and it makes a huge difference. But shout out to Dark Mega on the Pango. He went in there and completely stopped any follow-ups from Heroic.
It's a great find for them. They're going to use it to start clearing out the map of the final tier 2 towers. And I think they're plenty strong to look for more, but you have to be careful of the RP. That is the classic throw.
Tower is under attack.
I wonder if the idea is you need to haunt earlier. I'm not 100% sure.
Radiant are scanning.
The problem is, like, these nighttime fights against Night Stalker, when he has the Blinding Void, it also just makes it so much more difficult, because you essentially only have vision from 4 heroes instead of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, like, it's so hard to communicate as well. Like, if someone's like, oh, Night Stalker's over here, and they literally can't see you or the Night Stalker because there's just no vision there anymore, it's difficult to work with. Pull into the mid lane, immediately forces the BKB out of the Night Stalker. He actually needs to be a little bit more careful. That pure damage nearly kills him. He will just TP back to the fountain.
Yeah, I think in that Roche fight, he also Shadow Stepped to get the Bat Rider killed off.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Pango is a better target because he doesn't have a way to deal with the silence yet until this. He's working on a Lincoln's, but it's still a little bit off.
Radiant's middle tower
That's where I
Preventing the
wonder if like
roll.
Haunt would have been better, you know?
Yeah.
Like haunt it immediately, and then maybe you find some other heroes. KJ in some trouble. Nullifier comes out here from K1, just pops him. Call down, trying to do his best, but not enough.
Do you trade for the Bat Rider instead? Who he bought back earlier, so it's a pretty long death timer.
Ooh. A moment's hesitation with that Remnant. He would have been silenced up.
If Ember can get to this Shivas, I think that'll also be really good. First of all, more armor for him versus the PA. But the Vision gives you another way to choose when to go in.
Oh, he's got a haste rune. Very fortunate for the Pango there. Yes, I mean, these Spectre is very scary if you are trying to fight her in, you know, an isolated environment.
She has Shadow Step in 19 seconds. If Pango walks back to the triangle to farm and heal, she could finish the job there.
Yeah, I mean, she has Bloodthorn now, right? So, even scarier. Both teams of the ward there on that camp, trying to scout anything.
I'm a little surprised we don't see a gem from M80. Like, it's important to keep removing these wards versus the
Oh, they've
Spectre.
got one.
Oh, do they? Am I
Yeah,
blind?
Moose
Oh.
has it.
Oh, I didn't see it. His inventory's so full, so rich. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you gotta know you're safe or not versus the Spectre.
A little bit of a slow moment in the game here for Heroic. I think they are just so afraid of this Aegis and this nighttime. And it's giving M80 a lot of space to continue farming. And PA is getting to the point where she's might become too big to handle.
She is getting scary, especially now that she's 25. But just like earlier in the game, if you find the pickoffs, your life always gets easier in Dota when you have the numbers. So M80 has adjusted. They keep playing together, constantly in the same quadrant of the map.
The
lot less
Lincolns on
risks.
Night Stalker now is big.
Gotta have it to save yourself from the Spectre.
A little something extra for the ether.
Every single one of these heroes has bought an item to protect themselves from just a Shadow Step solo kill. There's Yules, there's Ghost Scepter, there's now a Lincoln's. Like, none of them want to risk dying to this.
Both teams being so cautious. This is the Game 5 nerves, I imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
All on the line right here.
There's smoked out. Whispers looking for something, just smokes up. He's off the mark with the skewer. He's in so much trouble. There's going to be the lasso brought down by K1 as they also put the Dark Will on the backside, and she's got no way out of this one. Analog remnanting up to the high ground. Chain Sun still coming through. Here comes Yuma, pops the Haunt, disrupting the whole fight. Satanic is out. Is it enough? The RP locks them down, but can you get K1? It's so close to skewer. They get him. They're back into the fight and hungry for more. They're going to be able to stun the Night Stalker back in their own base as a missile's chasing him. He's going to be forced to BKB TP home. Meanwhile, Moose on the run, trying to get away from Yuma. It's a little bit annoying here. The enchant is doing enough. Dude, no way. He just walks away.
They'll get him eventually. It's just gonna
Yeah.
take time. The blink on Whisper is about to be here.
Man, took a moment.
Eventually.
Spectre's-
Eventually.
Yeah, Spectre's pure damage will get it right.
A costly hold. It needs the buyback from Whisper. But killing the PA is really nice, and if they get lucky with the Roche spawn, they could do it pretty quickly. But it's gotta be a near instant Roche. And someone's gotta be in the pit watching.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They need to just get some objectives. Like, they really have bot tier 1 still standing. There's a big creep wave kind of crashing into it right now, and they're going to push top tier 2. They will get some objective damage.
Whisper's gonna look for more. They do have Shadow Step available again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fairly
maybe
quick
not looking
Roche,
too much.
but I'm fast enough. 40 seconds till that bad boy's in the game.
If you can find a kill right now, that would be perfect. But M80 is playing it pretty safe, knowing they shouldn't stagger deaths.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Grouping up for their own smoke. This is actually the refresher on the Magnus. He bought out because he doesn't have buyback anyways. So that could be huge. You need someone to go into bait. This is what Ember's really good at. Has the Shivas for the extra vision.
Okay. Quick D-ward there on that high ground pillar.
Radiant are scared.
Scans are going to connect. This is the make or break fight, really. Who finds who? They jump in, looking for the back rider. The Bedlam should do it, but here comes the Night Stalker into the skies, trying to find his open. The BKB going to go in and protect Analog. For now, the RP. Whisper finds two. In comes the second with the refresher, and Yuma just chews right through him. PA left alone. 1v4. It's not going to happen. The refresher reveal just destroys M80, and just like that, Heroic are in full control of this game, and now Roshan is theirs for the picking.
Font as a pseudo counter response to the Night Stalker. Usually he gets vision superiority through his ult in team fights, but the old Haunt, the classic, she sees everything, gives Whisper all the information he needs to go find the perfect RP × 2 with the refresher. And PA is strong, but on your own, you cannot do it. This is pro Dota. 1v5ing is not going to happen.
Look at Schofield. He's looking for a solo kill here on a Dark Mago. He just needs to pop the Lincolns. Oh, very close. I think he shadow stepped first by mistake. He did. He needed something else to connect to go for that play.
Should be bottom racks. They cut mid. They don't have the creep wave. They could maybe just go... Nah, you just retreat after this, actually. You didn't risk this.
Yeah. You could look to top, I think, because that's the next closest, but I think you want to get the mid tier 2. And now you play for
Maybe
pick.
backdoor it.
Yeah. I think you just play for pickoffs now. You've got this Spectre with an Aegis. The thing you have to be careful of is Whisper's buyback.
That's true. Yeah, that was the big risk of that previous fight. Getting one lane is still really nice for Spectre because, of course, it's always going to push in, and someone has to go deal with it, usually being in your own base, relatively safe. But now the Spectre could solo kill you, and that means sometimes you have to bring multiple heroes back home to deal with the lane.
Precious bump.
Radiant are
Did they lose their gem M80 in that last attempt? I think they did.
Imagine so, Tormentor. Well, it was there for about a second. You now have the activation on Dispersion for the Spectre. It's actually a pretty cool ability. If they do just try to all in you, if you do manage to get the activation off, it's a lot more reflected damage.
Especially when you're fighting the PA. I don't think, can the active be dispelled by Nullifier? I don't think so.
I don't think it's dispellable. I will find out.
Either way, you're still not really looking to interact with the PA until the end of the fight. So at that point, you don't have to worry too much about the abilities getting broken or nullified.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I love Analog's build. Shiva's and Assault Curious for maximum armor.
That's kind of cool. Did he go Sanj and Yasha as well? Yeah, he's
Yep.
just tank, dude.
Of course.
He's so tanky. He has 51 armor, or 50, what is that, 59 armor?
Yeah, he's sitting at 78% physical damage reduction, and that's with the Blade Mail backpacked, because he has the bottle Arcane Rune in. So add a little bit more on top of that.
They just
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
He needs to be the one to go in, spam that sleight of fist, find the enemy, and decide, you know, are we doing this or not? That's his job. Just gather the information, bait responses.
Divine Rapier queued up for that Phantom Assassin.
That's always so scary because she didn't go methodical. So like you said, good RNG or bad RNG, it can determine a lot. 2 back-to-back crits with a Divine Rapier can just end a fight.
He also went the Stifling Dagger talent at 25, I think, right? The multiple daggers as opposed to the coup de grace chance.
Yes. Checking out those daggers.
Basher on Spectre. I'm surprised he didn't go for like a Nullifier on the Spectre. Instead of opting for a Basher here. I guess it is just another item that makes you slightly tankier. They did see the Spectre come across the river to the top side, and they are looking for her. Aegis is expiring in about 25 seconds. In comes the silence, the immediate kill, but can they get there in time? He's gonna have BKB and a refresher, gets it off, has to pop the haunch. He's gonna get a lot of damage out of these fights, trying to make some space and give some vision to the team. In comes the rest of Heroic, the RP. Solo used on the backside to hold down the Pango, a second one as well. Yuma comes on over to finish the job. Now the Night Stalker in disguise. The Yule's gonna hold him down, but now comes K1 on this TPA, but I don't think he's got the damage, not by himself, but Terrorize will connect and line him up, knock him down, Moose. A Yule's to buy a moment, full buybacks from the side of M80. They cannot afford to bleed any more kills, but if they get some of their own, maybe they can hold this, and they do. Magnus will go down, as well as the Dark Willow. 3 buybacks committed, though.
That is an insanely expensive hold. You've got to force something out of this. You got to get the Magnus buyback. He won't have refresher, RP. Shadow Step will be up, but no Haunt, and that was the refresher orb from the Aegis, allowing them to have such an overwhelming presence there, but that's a one-time use. So M80, oh, it's so scary, man. I think you need to force something out, but if you make a single mistake and one of these cores dies back, that might just be the end of the game. Batrider, very careful in the base.
Spectre's ready. No, I mean, he has Ghost Scepter. He'll be fine.
The Abyssal's actually done. So, I don't, you know, if you're...
Maybe not, they're not fast enough. That's true. Oh.
He's doing it!
Oh, God! Okay, he's barely gonna get out. Oh, is he? Dude, those illusions. The illusions. He gets the blink
Oh
off.
my God.
Okay. They had to commit Rolling Thunder to save him. Where are we on the Divine Rapier, though? That's the next big thing.
He has it.
Does he? Okay, I was like, PA just needs to buy out the Divine and just all in at this point. This is...
It's a lot on just getting the lucky crits. maybe we will get our hour-long game. I was kind of joking earlier, but here we are, 50 minutes in. Now, Heroic's just going to be hunting for any kind of pickoff. Diebacks give you such a big window to maybe not end the game, depending what you had to commit and how scared you are, considering this is the 5th game in a best of 5. So maybe just, you know, go 1 racks at a time. It's M80 that has to be so careful. Everyone's buddy systemed up. No one on their own.
Yeah, you have to, you know. This game is terrifying. The 2 RPs is something that, at this point, is just a part of your life. And, you know, maybe you can find the grab onto the Magnus, but PA needs to be very careful to not get caught in either of them. And that is not easy to do. With Haunt being an option.
That's true. This is, like, they jump the Magnus, let's say. She can still come in and Abyssal the PA to try to buy time for the RP to come out.
I mean, they know they're down here. They're just gonna Haunt in a moment. The Radiant Scan, it's gonna connect. This is the fight. If they can actually, open on the right hero, M80 could be back in this game. The Haunt is gonna make it very hard, though.
Mid tower is slowly being chipped down as well. I don't think M80 can give up this Roche, though. There's a Haunt.
Comes out. They see everything. Yuma continuing to just drop illusions everywhere. Analog goes into the backside. They do see PA. She jumps for her target. RP number 1 catches the Pangolier. Can they get the second RP off? K1 goes in, tries to delete Whisper, but there it is, the second RP, and now he's just gonna skew her away. Do they have the damage to take down K1's Phantom Assassin? It's gonna be close. Yuma is still so strong. The reflection is just way too much. That is it. 3 dead without diebacks, and I think Heroic have punched their tickets to the main event. This team can't be stopped, it seems.
It's so tough in this. You're not allowed to make a mistake. They have Haunt, they have RP. It was such a tricky fight. It didn't even start that bad, at least, right? They got actually some instant kills, but having the buybacks available, they just threw the bodies in. Maybe one more for the road?
Oh my god, Yuma, chill, bro. Chill, bro. Yeah, I mean, his Spectre looks so good in this series. Heroic is incredible at playing around it, clearly. We get the Ga. GG, well played. Well played indeed from M80, but Heroic today, the stronger team, and will be the ones to represent South America at ESL One Raleigh.
It's a good series. We didn't get our hour-long game, but we had a lot.